William stood on the balcony, gazing at the lights of the city, feeling a sense of suffocation in his heart. 30 years old should be the most glorious age for a man, but he only felt endless fatigue and oppression. Mortgage, car loan, parents' illness, children's future. Everything was like an invisible shackle, tightly locking his breath. He knew that tomorrow's company meeting would decide whether he would be laid off, and even the last bit of stability would slip from his fingertips. "Is this my fate?" he murmured to himself. At this moment, his cell phone suddenly vibrated. He obtained a god-level profit system. A strange message popped up on the screen. He could hardly believe his eyes. Was this a joke played by fate? Chapter 1. Bank Collection. William stared at his phone, feeling as if a mountain was pressing down on his heart. "Dear customer, your loan repayment this month is 4,608 yuan. Please deposit the funds before the 27th to avoid overdue. The ninth installment, 351 installments left, and the loan can only be paid off when he is 60. Thinking of this, William sighed helplessly. The joy of buying a house had long been replaced by fatigue and pressure. Sell the house? No. This is the home he and his wife have worked hard for many years, and he can't give it up easily. Let's go for it. He gritted his teeth and continued to write code. With a monthly salary of more than 20,000 yuan, after deducting the mortgage, car loan, renovation loan, and living expenses, there was almost nothing left. At this time, project manager Lu Haiyang announced with a smile on his face, "Work overtime tonight and do our best to catch up with the orders." Then he added, "The salary will be delayed until the 5th of next month." Instantly, the office went haywire. William's head was buzzing. Salary delay? What about his loan? What about the living expenses for his family? He couldn't help but chase into the office, smiling. "Manager Lu, can you pay me first? I can't pay back the loan." Lu Haiyang smiled coldly. "No, everyone has to bear it. Otherwise, you resign and I will pay you immediately." William clenched his fists, burning with anger, but in the end he could only grit his teeth and bow his head. "I'm sorry, Manager Lu. I was wrong." Lu Haiyang snorted complacently. "Get out." William clenched his fists tightly and gritted his teeth. He wanted to beat up this bad manager, but he couldn't. He was firmly trapped by the shackles of life and could only continue to endure. William stood in the corridor, his phone burning in his hand, the cold rejections echoing in his ears. He made countless calls and finally got 3,000 yuan, but it was still far from the 15,000 yuan required for repayment. He stared at the last number in his address book, feeling mixed emotions. The younger brother from the same village, Li Qinghong, who was a dozen years younger than him. Finally, he pressed the dial button. On the other end of the phone, Li Qinghong's voice was as enthusiastic as ever. "Brother, why did you suddenly think of me? If you have anything to say, just tell me, I can handle it." William took a deep breath and spoke with difficulty. "Qinghong, I'm having a bit of trouble recently, and I want to borrow some money from you to make ends meet." As soon as the words came out of his mouth, Li Qinghong did not hesitate. "Brother, I have 3,200 yuan in my hand now. I will give you 3,000 yuan, and I will keep 200 yuan for myself." Hearing this, William's heart was flooded with warmth. His eyes were hot and his voice was hoarse. "Qinghong, it's the new year. Aren't you afraid that I won't pay it back?" "Ha, you are my brother. How could you harm me?" Li Qinghong's hearty laughter came from the other end of the phone. After hanging up the phone, 3,000 yuan arrived in his account quickly. William's heart was filled with warmth, but at this moment, his phone suddenly vibrated and the caller ID showed Lu Haiyang. As soon as the call was connected, Lu Haiyang roared angrily. "William, do you want to quit? You were absent from work for an hour. Are you going to blow up the toilet with your shit? Do you know how much progress has been delayed because of you? Do you know how much the company loses if you miss 1 hour of work?" Chapter 3. God-Level Profit System. Lu Haiyang's roar exploded on the phone. William's heart tightened, and he apologized hurriedly. "I'm sorry, Manager Lu. I'll be back soon. Get back here right now." Lu Haiyang shouted viciously. "I'll deduct 100 yuan from your salary today. Don't even think about leaving get off work until you finish your work. If you're absent from work again, I'll deduct 3 days' salary from you." After hanging up the phone, Lu Haiyang took a sip of tea and felt relieved. He always felt that life would be smoother if he cursed mortgage slaves like William every day. William hurried back to his workstation. No matter how upset he was, he had to hold it in. He couldn't lose this job, especially under the pressure of repayment. He buried his head in writing code until 10:30 p.m., when he finally finished his work and hurried to catch the last subway. It was almost midnight when he got home. When I opened the door, My wife Jessica was napping on the sofa. She stood up immediately after hearing the noise and came to me with a smile. "You're back. I made you some bone powder. Eat some before you go to sleep." William felt sad when he saw his busy wife. He knew that Jessica had given up the opportunity to be promoted for the sake of the family and concentrated on raising the children at home. Even when life was difficult, she still had a smile on her face, which made him feel that he could not fall down. William finished taking a shower and was about to go to bed. His eyes suddenly lit up and a screen of light appeared. The God-level income system has been successfully bound. Ding! A suitable host has been detected, and the God-level income system has been successfully bound. God-level income system. Level, LV1. Return multiple, 1. Host, William. Wealth, 7,600. Physique, 6. Normal person, 10. Spirit, 6. Normal person, 8. Number of draws available, 0. The novice gift pack has been distributed. Please check it yourself. He looked at the information in front of him in astonishment. It turned out that the system returned him double the money he earned. For a moment, he was so excited that his whole body was shaking. "William, are you okay?" His wife looked at him puzzledly. William suppressed his inner ecstasy and made up a reason. "Wife, I might get a raise." Jessica responded to him excitedly, and William secretly decided to tell his wife after confirming the real effect of the system. The next day, as soon as he arrived at the company, William heard his colleagues talking about it. "Have you heard? Our client ran away. The money won't be returned, and the company may have to lay off employees." Wang Biao lowered his voice and said mysteriously. William's heart sank. Although Wang Biao loved to spread gossip, most of the news was accurate. Thinking of Lu Haiyang's previous statement about delayed salary payment, he couldn't help but start to worry whether the company was really going to go bankrupt. He was reluctant to lose this job. After all, with the God-level income system, he could return $1 for every dollar he earned, doubling his income. If he lost his job, all his plans would be ruined. When he was feeling upset, he suddenly remembered that the newbie gift pack in the system had not been opened. With the mentality of giving it a try, William opened the gift pack. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the secret recipe for 5-grain health-preserving porridge. When he saw the prize, he was a little stunned. He thought he would get a sports car or a villa, but it turned out to be a secret recipe for porridge. This is too much of a joke. However, when the secret recipe turned into a beam of light and poured into his mind, William was surprised to find that he knew the recipe of this healthy porridge very well, and he could even change the ingredients at will, and he had completely mastered this skill. He couldn't sit still anymore, so he started to search online for information about selling breakfast and found that health porridge was actually a highly profitable industry. The cost of a bowl of porridge was only a few cents, but the selling price was as high as more than 10 yuan. If he sold 100 bowls a day, the profit could reach 6 or 700 yuan. He was tempted and began to consider the breakfast business, but he was a little hesitant. He had been slacking off the whole morning, his mind no longer on work. In the afternoon, the company boss walked into the office with a sad face and called Lu Haiyang in. Everyone started whispering, and the atmosphere became increasingly tense. At 4 o'clock, Lu Haiyang finally came out and announced with a gloomy face. The company is indeed facing difficulties and has to make optimizations. The list will be posted on the internet later, and everyone can take a look for themselves. As soon as the words fell, the whole office went wild, and everyone stared at the layoff list on the internet. William opened the list with trepidation and found that his name was ranked second. He was fired. As soon as the company's layoff list came out, the office instantly turned into a vegetable market. Those on the list were furious, and quarrels broke out one after another. "Why are you firing me? I've done so much for the company. How can you use this little compensation to send away a beggar?" William did not join the argument. He knew that the company could no longer sustain itself. Instead of getting entangled here, it would be better to find a way out for himself as soon as possible. Thinking about it in his mind, he decided to try the secret recipe of 5-grain health porridge given by the system. He hurriedly wrote a note for leave, went to the supermarket to purchase materials, and planned to give it a try at home. As soon as he entered the house, his wife Jessica asked in confusion, "Why are you back?" "The company is on holiday now, and I want to try making healthy 5-grain porridge." William said with a smile, carried the ingredients into the kitchen, and started working. Jessica watched her husband busying around, wondering why William was so active today, as he never even entered the kitchen before. She stood at the kitchen door and secretly observed for a while, and found that William was doing it very well, as skilled as an old hand. Soon, the aroma filled the air, and even the child Li Xiaohai couldn't help sniffing when he came back from school. "Mom, what delicious food did you make today? Why does it smell so good?" William smiled and said, "Dad made some healthy porridge for you today. Wash your hands and get ready to eat." When the porridge was served on the table, it smelled delicious, with longans and red dates dotted in between. Li Xiaohai couldn't wait to eat it, shouting, "Dad, this porridge is so delicious." Jessica couldn't help but take a bite. Her eyes lit up immediately, and she praised it repeatedly. She had never eaten such delicious 5-grain health porridge, which was sweet but not greasy, and made people unable to stop eating. Seeing the satisfied expressions on his wife and children's faces, William felt proud and decided to strike while the iron was hot and actually start selling breakfast. Before William could make a move, Jessica and Li Xiaohai, mother and son, had already finished the whole pot of whole grain porridge. Their stomachs were swollen. Seeing that the bottom of the pot was empty, they felt a little embarrassed. "Is it delicious?" William asked with a smile. "It's so delicious. Honey, how did you make it?" "It's so delicious," Jessica asked with admiration, and Li Xiaohai looked at his father with the same eyes. "I learned it from the internet and figured it out on my own. I'll make whatever you want to eat in the future." William touched his son's head lovingly. Hearing that there was more to eat, Li Xiaohai jumped up happily. "Yeah, Dad, I want to eat this porridge tomorrow." The family was laughing happily. William secretly vowed to protect this family. When he arrived at the company the next day, the atmosphere was particularly dull and smoke-filled. Everyone was waiting for the result in anger and anxiety. "What are you going to do?" Huang Juning came over and asked, his face full of anxiety. William did not answer directly, but smiled, then walked straight to Lu Haiyang's office and pushed the door open. "I want to resign and settle my salary and compensation immediately. Otherwise, I won't sign," William said calmly. Lu Haiyang was stunned, but he quickly realized that William was a key figure in taking the lead. "Okay, I'll apply to the boss right away." The signing process really caused an uproar, and colleagues accused William of being a traitor, but he didn't care. When he saw the 60,000 yuan compensation in his bank card, the system prompt sounded suddenly. "It is detected that the host has earned 60,000 yuan, triggering a one-time return." The system returns 60,000 yuan and has deposited it into the bank card. William was so excited that his whole body was shaking. He instantly received 120,000 yuan in his account. He realized that the power of this system was real. He might really be able to use it to get out of trouble. The next day, William decided to continue selling breakfast. The other stall owners looked at William's deserted stall and sneered in their hearts. He priced a bowl of porridge at $7, while others only sold it at $5. Could it be that his porridge was made of gold? William was unmoved. He calmly made a bowl of 5-grain porridge and placed it on the table. The aroma immediately spread. The stall owner next to him glanced at it but continued to work. The office workers passing by were attracted by the aroma. Some hesitated for a moment, but finally chose the familiar stall. Seeing that it was almost 7 o'clock, William was a little anxious. At this time, a young girl in professional attire came over and frowned and asked, "Boss, how much is a bowl of health porridge?" $7. William replied with a smile. 7 yuan? The girl's eyes widened. "Other people's porridge is only 5 yuan. Why is yours so expensive?" A pancake vendor nearby couldn't help but laugh contemptuously when he heard this. William was unmoved and continued to explain, "Beauty, my porridge is different from theirs. The ingredients are better and the taste is more fragrant. Smell it and taste it. I guarantee you won't be disappointed." The girl was obviously a little hesitant. She looked around and saw that other stalls were queuing up, and she didn't have much time, so she had to take the porridge spoon and tasted it carefully. As a result, the girl's eyes suddenly changed after taking a bite. The porridge was fragrant and smooth in the mouth. A warm taste instantly filled her mouth, sweeping away the fatigue of getting up early. She couldn't help smacking her lips. The more she ate, the more delicious it became. She couldn't stop eating. Seeing this, several customers passing by were also attracted and asked to try a bite. Soon, a queue formed in front of William's stall. Seeing this, other stall owners showed surprised expressions. How could this be a novice? This porridge is simply divine. Soon, William's porridge was sold out. He stood behind the stall, secretly excited. It seemed that this 5-grain health porridge was indeed promising. Huang Chuyin finished the health porridge in her hand, and her whole body was warm. The faint fragrance echoed in her mouth, which surprised her. She never liked to eat breakfast, but this bowl of porridge made her unable to stop. Several people around who tasted the porridge also showed surprised expressions on their faces and seemed to be intoxicated by the deliciousness of this bowl of porridge. She looked at William's simple stall with a look of disbelief on her face. Such delicious porridge was made in such a simple place? She thought to herself that she had tried almost all the high-end porridge shops in Haicheng, but she had never eaten such delicious porridge. "Boss, pack one for me." Huang Chuyin couldn't help but say. "Okay," William responded excitedly. It was finally open. He quickly packed up the food and served a few side dishes. As Huang Chuyin left, several people nearby also placed orders. Everyone was conquered by the deliciousness of the porridge. While William was busy making porridge, he heard the system's return prompt and became even more excited. Gradually, more and more customers passed by, and William's stall began to get busy. At around 9 in the morning, the porridge was almost sold out. He took a quick inventory and found that he had earned 367 yuan in the morning. With the system's refund, his income exceeded 700 yuan. He was amazed that selling breakfast could make so much money. Compared with the white-collar life of working from 9 to 5 in the office, this job seemed to be easier and the income was considerable. Just as he was sighing that he had chosen the right path, several familiar figures came over. They were his former colleagues. "Wow, Laoli, how did you end up selling porridge?" Wang Biao looked at him in shock. "You're exaggerating. Remember when we were all high-end, white-collar workers?" Li Jun said with a sneer while holding an egg roll. William looked at them. His heart was calm. He smiled calmly and said, "I just happen to know how to make some porridge, so I came out to try my hand at it. Do you want to try it? I guarantee it's delicious." Wang Biao laughed loudly. "Come on, I don't know you. You never even touched water before. How can you make porridge? This porridge must have been bought." Facing these taunts, William smiled but said nothing. He did not argue with them because he knew that everyone's thinking was no longer on the same channel. After they left, when those colleagues who mocked William walked away, William looked at them and felt a little funny. They were about to lose their jobs, but they still put on a high-handed attitude, as if they thought they were the elites of the city. In fact, they were just screws in the city, just slightly better workers. Once they were over 35 years old, they could not gain a foothold in this fiercely competitive market. William didn't think about it anymore and continued to sell porridge. At this time, Huang Chuyin had already arrived at the company. As soon as she sat down and opened the 5-grain health porridge, the rich fragrance spread out instantly. People in the entire office involuntarily stopped their work and looked at her. "Chen, what kind of porridge is this? Why does it smell so good?" Deputy General Manager Li Xuemei frowned, took a deep breath, and asked curiously. "It's the wholesome multi-grain porridge sold at a stall that just opened on the overpass outside the company. It's really delicious," Huang Chuyin said excitedly. Li Xuemei picked up the spoon half-believingly, tentatively scooped a spoonful and put it in her mouth, and her eyes lit up immediately. The aroma of the porridge burst into her mouth, bringing a refreshing and delicious feeling, sweeping away the fatigue of staying up late. She nodded and praised. "It's really delicious, Mr. Wang. You should try it too." Wang Tianlai couldn't help but take a sip and immediately felt refreshed, and the hangover feeling was gone. He couldn't help but take another spoonful and felt the porridge was even more delicious. They couldn't believe that such delicious porridge was bought from a roadside stall. "Mr. Li, is this porridge really made on the overpass?" Li Xuemei couldn't help asking. "Yes, I just did." Huang Chuyin nodded. "Great." Li Xuemei's eyes lit up, and she immediately picked up the phone. "Uncle Chiu, please go to the overpass and find a stall owner who sells whole grain porridge. Ask him to prepare 20 bowls of porridge and invite him upstairs. We want to talk," she added with a smile. "If he has more porridge, we'll buy it all." Meanwhile, William had no idea that he had caused a stir in the company. He had almost sold out his porridge and was about to close his stall. Just as he packed up his stall and was about to drive away, the security guard of the Science and Technology Park, Chiu Xiaoqiang, hurried to the overpass and looked for William. Chiu Xiaoqiang searched all the stalls on the overpass, but he couldn't find the stall owner who sold the 5-grain health porridge. His heart tightened. Could it be that he just went to the toilet and disappeared? He quickly asked the stall owner next to him, Li Wei, "Boss, where's the little stall owner who wears glasses and sells the 5-grain health porridge?" Li Wei understood immediately after hearing this. "Oh, you mean him? He just left not long ago. He is new here and probably doesn't know much about business. Why are you asking him? Is there something wrong?" When Chiu Xiaoqiang heard this, he began to worry. Could something have gone wrong? Daxing Technology is a big company. If something happened to Li Xuemei, the security guard, would be hard to explain. He quickly asked, Does that person come here every day? Who knows? He just came today. Li Wei smiled, but he was happy in his heart. He felt that he had planted a nail in the new stall owner and quickly went to brag to the other stall owners. Qiu Xiaoqiang had no choice but to report the situation to Li Xiumei. Mr. Li, the porridge vendor has left. Do you want to call the police and check the surveillance? Li Xiumei quickly denied. No, no, don't mess around. His porridge is delicious. I just want to talk to him about cooperation. Qiu Xiaoqiang breathed a sigh of relief, hung up the phone, secretly thankful that he did not do anything rash, and secretly took note of Li Wei's little tricks. Meanwhile, Li Xiumei was also a little embarrassed at the company. She had planned to treat everyone to porridge, but the stall owner closed the stall, and Wang Tianlai was disappointed, especially because he drank up all of Huang Chuyan's breakfast, and now no one had porridge to eat. What should I do? Has the boss closed the stall? Huang Chuyan looked confused and depressed. Her breakfast was gone, and even the number of people counted had become a piece of waste paper. Li Xiumei quickly comforted him. Why don't we order some porridge from Zhou Dao? 1 portion for each person? We can't miss breakfast. Everyone nodded in agreement. Half an hour later, the porridge from Ha's Hudo arrived. Wang Tianlai couldn't wait to take a sip, but instantly frowned. Although this porridge is the signature of a famous restaurant, it tastes obviously not as good as the 5-grain health porridge just now. It is not fragrant enough, and the taste is also poor. Li Xiumei and Huang Chuyan also frowned after drinking it. They didn't expect that the porridge from Ha's Hudo would seem so bland in comparison. Chuyan, do you also think this porridge is not very good? Li Xiumei asked with a smile. Yes, 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 I feel so too. Huang Chuyan nodded repeatedly. Wang Tianlai put down the bowl and sighed. I didn't think Ha's Hudo's porridge was unpalatable before, but now I can't even drink it. He turned to Huang Chuyan and said, if I run into that porridge seller tomorrow, I must get his contact information. It's so delicious. I feel like I can't work without his porridge. Li Xiumei also nodded. Yes, let's go early tomorrow and pack all his porridge. Huang Chuyan agreed, looked at the delicious porridge on the table, and drank it up, but Wang Tianlai threw the porridge into the trash can with a look of disgust. This porridge is really not good. The bowl of 5-grain health porridge is better. He shook his head helplessly. Others in the company felt the same way. After drinking the 5-grain health porridge, they all felt refreshed and even decided to buy more tomorrow. Although the senior executives smelled the fragrance, they had no interest in it because the porridge was sold at the overpass stall. Meanwhile, William returned to his rental house, washed his tools, and thought about his future plans. Although he earned 800 yuan today, his goal was not just to set up a stall. He decided to take advantage of this time to learn business knowledge. Perhaps he could turn his 5-grain health porridge into a brand. William opened Douyin and looked for some business knowledge with great expectation, but he soon found that most of the anchors on the platform were just fishing in troubled waters, and there were very few truly valuable contents. He sighed and decided not to waste his time here. So he walked into the library of Haicheng University and read several autobiographies of well-known entrepreneurs. Although the books were mixed with some self-praise, he still learned a lot about management and business. Gradually, he immersed himself in the world of books, and time flew by unknowingly. It was not until the lights of the library came on that he realized it was too late. When they got home, Shah was already sitting at the table doing his homework. When he saw his father coming back, he immediately rushed up to him excitedly. Dad, why did you come back so early today? William smiled and replied, the company project is over, so I'm not that busy. After the family had a happy dinner, William sat down to help Xiaohai with his homework and easily solved all the problems. At night, when he saw his wife Jessica cleaning the kitchen tiredly, William suddenly felt deeply guilty. He realized that his wife had devoted herself to the family silently, never complained about the hardships of life, and even put her dreams on hold. With a warm heart, William walked to the kitchen, hugged her gently from behind, and whispered, Wife, I love you. Chapter 13. Li Wei's Highlight Moment. The next morning, William had just arrived at the Jinding Technology Park to set up a stall. The eyes of the stall owners around him were full of anticipation, as if they were waiting for something good to happen. Li Wei, who was selling egg rolls, was particularly proud, thinking that he would definitely be able to drive William away today. He looked at Qiu Xiaoqiang, who was coming from a distance with a smug look on his face, laughing secretly and ready to see William's joke. However, Qiu Xiaoqiang ran to William's stall panting, and everyone thought trouble was coming. Li Wei took the opportunity to shout, his porridge is unhygienic. He should be driven away. Other stall owners also echoed, and the scene was in chaos. At this moment, Qiu Xiaoqiang suddenly roared, "Enough! Who told you there was something wrong with his porridge?" He pointed at Li Wei's nose and questioned, "Have you eaten it yourself? Did you see anyone with problems with it?" Li Wei was stunned and stammered. "Didn't you say that yesterday?" Qiu Xiaoqiang completely exploded. "When did I say that? I was just looking for him to buy porridge because I thought his porridge was delicious." The scene suddenly became quiet, and everyone realized that it was Li Wei who was spreading rumors. The eyes of the people around him turned to Li Wei with contempt, and some customers even laughed in a low voice. "I will never buy his breakfast again." Chapter 14. Face Pain. Li Wei didn't expect things to turn out like this. It turned out that Qiu Xiaoqiang rushed over to buy the porridge because it was so delicious. He was stunned and couldn't believe it. Looking at Qiu Xiaoqiang's angry look, Li Wei couldn't help but take a few steps back and tried to explain. "Mr. Qiu, this must be a misunderstanding, right?" Qiu Xiaoqiang snorted coldly and scolded mercilessly. "Would I still joke with you like this? You made up these lies yourself, and now you're blaming me for them." While scolding Li Wei, he also accused the other stall owners who were watching. "You guys are fanning the flames one by one? Don't you have any brains? It's not easy for newcomers, and you actually learn to exclude them." As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Zhiping, the security captain of Jinding Science and Technology Park, also rushed to the scene. After listening to what happened, he directly ordered Li Wei, "From today on, you don't have to come here to sell anymore. We don't welcome villains like you here." Li Wei turned pale and knelt down to beg for mercy, but Lu Zhiping ignored him. The customers who were watching also began to blame Li Wei, and the scene was in chaos. William felt calm when he saw this scene. This incident actually advertised for him. Many customers lined up to buy porridge, and his business was better than usual. At this time, Huang Qiuyin also squeezed to the stall and successfully bought porridge. She also took the opportunity to add William's WeChat and ordered more for the company. William felt relieved that today's porridge would be sold out again. Chapter 15. Stealing a chicken but losing the rice. William was stunned. He didn't expect that these people with extraordinary momentum were actually the top executives of Daxing Technology. He quickly put down the things in his hands and shook hands with Wang Tianlai. "Hello, Mr. Wang. How can I help you?" Although William was surprised, he still kept a polite smile on his face. Don't be nervous, Mr. Li. I'm not here to cause trouble today." Wang Tianlai smiled heartily and continued. "People in our company are talking about your 5-grain health porridge. They say it tastes amazing. We came here specially to see if we can cooperate and provide breakfast for our company." Hearing this, William was stunned for a moment and then showed a surprised expression. "Cooperation? Supply breakfast to Daxing Technology." "That's right." Wang Tianlai nodded. "We have a lot of employees in our company, and we need high-quality breakfast every morning. Your porridge is the best we've ever had. We want to see if we can have a long-term partnership." William was excited, but he remained calm and responded with a smile. "Mr. Wang, thank you for your recognition, but this is a big project. I still need to think about the details." "Of course. Today we are here to discuss the possibility of cooperation." Wang Tianlai patted William on the shoulder. "Let's find some time to sit down and talk in detail." This scene left the surrounding stall owners stunned. They thought there would be trouble, but they didn't expect that they were here to discuss cooperation. Chapter 16. No way? Selling breakfast can also get investment? William hesitated a little, looking at Wang Tianlai and Li Xuemei with eyes full of expectation. He knew that this cooperation opportunity was by no means a trivial matter for him. Once successful, it meant that he could completely change his destiny. 10% of the shares, although less than I expected, does make sense. William thought to himself. After all, they provide not only funds but also management, channels, and operations. If I open a store by myself without knowing how to manage it, I won't be able to support this brand. Wang Tianlai saw William remain silent and immediately added, "Mr. Li, you only need to teach the chef how to operate, and we will take care of the rest. Your technology will help us quickly enter the market, and you will become the core figure of the new brand." William thought for a moment and finally nodded and said, "Okay, cooperation, but I have one request. All core technologies must not be leaked." Wang Tianlai and Li Xuemei looked at each other, and smiles appeared on their faces again. "No problem. We will never let this secret recipe fall into the hands of outsiders." The cooperation was officially reached, and William walked out of the meeting room with his heart full of anticipation. William has a god-level income system, and he knows that the most important thing for him is to accumulate income and upgrade the system level to obtain more lottery qualifications. Therefore, accepting this cooperation may not be a bad thing. Although 10% of the shares are not much, it is enough for him to get the first pot of gold in his life. And he can also lock in the shares and will not be kicked out. Although managing a business is not his strong point, he can enjoy the dividends steadily. Under everyone's gaze, William finally nodded. Okay, I agree. Warm applause broke out in the conference room. Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei excitedly shook his hands and expressed their confidence in the future. Mr. Li, this is a wise choice. Let's work together to build our own brand. Everything went very quickly. The lawyer immediately started drafting the contract. Li Xiumei also invited an external lawyer to explain the contract terms to William, showing great sincerity. After confirming that everything was correct, William signed the contract without hesitation, officially taking an important step in his life. When he walked out of Jinding Technology Park, the afterglow of the setting sun shone on William, and he looked at the city carefully for the first time. At this moment, he was no longer a small person trapped in his livelihood, but entered a new class, full of energy and hope. At the same time, Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei were happily celebrating this successful cooperation. Huang Qiuyan was puzzled and felt that William did not deserve such treatment. Wang Tianlai smiled and explained, "Is it a loss to use 10% of the shares to eliminate possible future competitors?" Chapter 18, Questioning. Jessica had just sent her child to school and was about to go out to buy groceries when her cell phone rang. She looked and saw that it was her mother calling. She hesitated for a moment, but finally answered the call. "Jessica, what is your husband doing? Didn't he say he was working at the company?" Her mother's question left her confused. "Yeah, he's writing code. What's wrong?" Jessica was a little confused. Her mother said angrily, "Watch the video yourself." In the video, William was standing on the overpass selling porridge, and a group of stall owners accused him of being unhygienic and yelled at him to get out. Jessica's heart suddenly sank, and tears instantly welled up in her eyes. Her husband was actually selling porridge. Didn't he work in an IT company? Did he lose his job? Jessica hurriedly called William, but no one answered. The mother called again, accusing William of being a loser and asking Jessica to divorce him and find a better man. Jessica was furious and hung up the phone, looking at her husband in the video with heartache, tears streaming down her face. She understood that William did this for the family. He never complained, but he bore all the pressure alone. Jessica wiped away her tears and took a taxi to the overpass. She wanted to find William. Chapter 19, Mother-in-law Lin Yulan's Thoughts. William hugged Jessica tenderly, his heart full of guilt and love. His wife's concern and affection made him more determined to bring happiness to this family. "Honey, are you really okay? I was really scared when I saw the video." Jessica choked slightly, holding his hand tightly, her eyes full of anxiety. William comforted her softly. "I promise you, everything is getting better. Today I discussed a cooperation project with Daxing Technology, and our lives will slowly get better. I just didn't tell you earlier and made you worry." Jessica looked at him in confusion. "Cooperation? Can a porridge seller negotiate cooperation with a big company?" William nodded, a hint of confidence flashing in his eyes. "Yes, the porridge I sell tastes good. They are impressed by my craftsmanship and want to invest in opening a store. This will be an important turning point in our lives." Jessica was skeptical. "Really? You are not trying to comfort me, are you?" "It's true," William said firmly. "We won't have to live that hard life anymore. You and your children will definitely have a better life." Jessica finally couldn't hold back her tears, but this time it was out of relief and emotion. She gently leaned on her husband's shoulder, feeling the warmth he gave her. "Hubby, I will stand with you no matter what," Jessica said softly. William bent down and kissed her forehead, then said with a smile, "Let's go on together and stop worrying about you." Chapter 20, Explain Clearly. William brought Jessica back home. Jessica suggested worriedly, "Husband, why don't we sell the house and go back to our hometown? It's too stressful here. We just need to be together as a family and don't need to care about other people's opinions." William's hand tightly, her face full of sincerity. William looked at her, feeling mixed emotions. This woman had been with him through hardships all the way, and she had never complained. He gently stroked his wife's face and said with deep emotion, "Wife, if we don't sell the house, we won't have to worry about money anymore." William smiled and told Jessica that he had just signed a cooperation agreement with Daxing Technology, using his Porridge technology as a shareholder and owning 10% of the company's shares. Jessica was surprised and worried that there was a trap, but William took out the contract to prove that everything was true and reliable. Jessica finally put her mind at ease, but still found it hard to believe this sudden good news. Wife, my porridge is really special. They all like this secret recipe. We don't have to worry about our life anymore. William hugged Jessica gently to calm her nervousness. Jessica couldn't help it at last. Tears burst out like a dam breaking. Hubby, you're awesome. I've been worried about you today, but you actually did such a big thing. At this moment, the burden of life seemed to have finally been lifted, and the family of 3 enjoyed delicious porridge in their warm home, with a future full of hope. Chapter 21. How could he not come? William didn't know that his mother-in-law had arrived with a young man, ready to break up their marriage and completely change his life. The next morning, William set out with his porridge cooking tools, but this time he was not going to set up a stall to sell porridge, but to teach a group of chef apprentices how to cook whole grain porridge. Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei's speed was simply shocking. They finalized all the details of the company's opening overnight, and even prepared the store and design drawings. More than 50 chef apprentices were also recruited from the chef school, waiting for William to teach them the skills. Mr. Li, isn't this too fast? William asked nervously. Money makes the world go round. The sooner we go public, the sooner we can get our money back. Li Xiumei consoled him with a hearty smile. She told William that his task was to ensure that all apprentices could master the porridge-making technique within half a month. At the same time, customers on the overpass were disappointed to find that they could not buy William's porridge. Some even brought their friends to buy it, but found it empty-handed. When they learned that William had been spotted by Big Capital and was about to open a chain store, everyone was amazed. Those colleagues who once laughed at William, such as Lu Haiyang, now regretted it deeply and were upset that they had missed the friendship with their future boss. Chapter 22. Adjusting to a new identity. William followed Li Xiumei to the company cafeteria, which made him a little nervous. He secretly looked at Li Xiumei beside him and found that she was not only beautiful, but also had a noble temperament. At that moment, William seemed to see a radiant goddess. However, he quickly came to his senses, and only his wife, Jessica, was in his heart. No matter how beautiful other women were, he just admired them. Li Xiumei looked at William's flustered and innocent reaction, and a smile appeared on her lips. She had seen too many people who were at ease in the power field, but rarely met someone as innocent as William. So, she couldn't help but remind him, Mr. Li, you are no longer an ordinary employee. You have to adapt to your identity. In the future, you will become one of the top figures in Haicheng. William felt ashamed and uneasy after hearing these words. He really had not fully adapted to his new identity. Li Xiumei saw his nervousness and suggested that he learn etiquette, emphasizing, etiquette is not useless. It is the most basic accomplishment for people in high positions. You must know how to use these things to enhance your aura. William benefited greatly from these words. He nodded in agreement, and the tension in his heart gradually subsided. Li Xiumei smiled and patted him on the back, encouraging him. Keep your head high. You are already at the top. Later, Li Xiumei proposed to give him an advance of 1 million yuan so that he could improve his image. Although William was a little uneasy about this at first, after her persuasion, William also realized that having enough money in hand would make him more confident. With Li Xiumei's arrangement, 1 million yuan was soon transferred to his account. As soon as he got home, William suddenly heard a system notification in his mind. Congratulations to the host for earning 1 million, triggering a one-fold return and getting an extra 1 million. He was shocked to find that his account balance had reached 2 million, which was completely beyond his expectations. Next, the system gave him 2 more chances to draw a lottery. In the first lottery, he won advanced hacking skills. With a huge amount of knowledge pouring into his mind, William instantly mastered the top hacking skills in the cyber world. He decided to test his skills, and he easily broke into the backends of several major domestic technology companies, and even left a dragon logo in them. These large companies were in chaos, and the security departments were horrified to find that their protection systems were useless. However, William had no ill intentions, and just quietly exited the system, leaving everyone in shock. His behavior caused an uproar on the internet, and everyone called this mysterious hacker Dragon God. William knew nothing about the turmoil in the outside world. After taking a walk around and leaving some marks, I felt like there was nothing else to see. William set his sights on foreign websites. Chapter 24. Can't stop it. The Intelligence Center of the United States. The members in charge of network security were lying on their chairs and chatting out of boredom. Their job is to be responsible for cybersecurity for the intelligence community. But no one has breached the protective wall for so long. After all, they are some of the world's top cybersecurity engineers, even the top hackers in the dark web. They don't dare to act wildly here. So after building the protective wall, their work is very leisurely. Every day I just drink tea, chat, and maintain the system. Then I get off work. I thought today would be like any other day. Andrew is getting ready to get off work. As soon as I picked up the briefcase, I saw the screen was normal. Suddenly the screen turned blue, and a giant red dragon was swimming in the blue screen. Andrew was stunned for a moment before he reacted. Fuck! I looked up at everyone else and found that the other computers had also turned into blue screen dragons. None of these people reacted. How dare someone invade the intelligence center? He is so brave. Kate, the team leader in charge of security, saw this scene. He smiled even more with interest. Guys, come on, there's still someone out there who dares to act wild here. Let's show him what cruelty is. Everyone in the cybersecurity center dropped what they were doing. Start intercepting with great interest. Want to track down the intruder. Find the location of the invader in the heavy fog. Someone actually managed to get past their protective wall. Make them very interested. Another powerful opponent appeared. However, what the opponent doesn't know is that this protective wall is a bait they have set up. It's not where they actually store their data. Just 10 minutes later, Kate no longer had a smile on her face. How so? Kate stared at the screen in disbelief. They were just trying to locate the intruder, only to discover that their backup computer had also been hacked, and still couldn't find the intruder's location. It's like being hidden in thick fog. They had no way of breaking through the fog. What they cannot accept the most is, it wasn't just their bait that was breached. Their real target is also being breached. Team leader, something bad has happened. The intruders have found our real target and are deleting the data. Quickly transfer the data to intercept him. Kate yelled at her teammates. Okay, team leader, it's too late. He's too fast. The data has been deleted. They haven't organized an attack yet. The opponent has completely broken through their defense. Find out their real purpose. Destroyed their crystal. Looking at the blank database, there was only a dragon symbol left on it. Kate's head was buzzing. Pale face. These people think they are the best hackers in the world. Could it be that I will encounter such a terrifying opponent today? He was pinned to the ground and beaten before he even started. His whole face was smashed. They were powerless to fight back. Watch the other party delete their data. But they can't do anything. Before they could react, Vincent, the minister of the cybersecurity center, dragged his fat body. The door of the security center was violently pushed open. What the hell are you idiots doing? Don't you think of yourselves as the best hackers? Now that our house has been robbed, what on earth are you doing? Are you all shit-eaters? Vincent watched the gang roar in anger. He was just playing a game, killing monsters with a few young female players. When we were having fun, I didn't expect the computer to be hacked all of a sudden. Who hacked into our center? Vincent questioned, looking at Kate. Minister, we are doing our best to investigate, and we have already found some clues. Let me check it out. Let me check it out thoroughly to see which bastard dares to go wild here. I will make sure he dies without a burial place. Vincent roared in anger. This invasion literally smashed his face. Now he has to think about how to explain this to his superiors. He kept bragging to the people above that this was the safest place. But I didn't expect that my house would be robbed. Yes, Minister, we will do our best to track him down. Kate responded loudly. Yes, good. Check it out for me. After saying that, Vincent turned and went back, waiting for good news from them. After the minister left, everyone in the security center looked at Kate. Team leader, we can't track the opponent at all. How can we investigate this? Faced with the invaders' attack, they were completely powerless to fight back. Even if the invaders had retreated, they could not track down any trace of them. It made them feel very depressed. What kind of god is the opponent? Kate also felt a headache at this moment, but he has dealt with this kind of thing a lot. That's fine. We can just pull someone out from the white bear's side or the rabbit side to take over. Anyway, these two countries are the strongest and can explain themselves. Upon hearing this, the other team members' eyes lit up. Yes. Anyway, if something goes wrong, it's these two countries that are responsible. That's for sure. The people above will definitely believe it. Their expressions calmed down, and they were no longer panicked. Team leader, what about the data? It's all been deleted. Don't you have old data? Don't you have copied data? Put it in. Put some other random data in there. Just don't let anyone see it. Kate said very calmly. Team leader is wise. There was a cheer from the security center. They stuffed data like crazy. Try not to let anyone see it. Encountered such a godlike opponent. They have no other choice. I don't even know where the opponent is. How did it come? How did it go? It's unclear. How can they check this? There is no way to check. This is the only solution we can take. The instigator, William, is now calmly shutting down his computer. All traces of him were cleared. Known as the most powerful national intelligence center. He comes when he wants and leaves when he wants. He waved his sleeves and hid his achievements and fame. Such a powerful feeling. Make him feel like God, looking down on the world. Wherever you go, it feels like you are walking into your own back garden. Take it easy. When he looked up again, there was no longer the cowardice in William's eyes. Some were just a confident and powerful look. After having Gaia's skills all over the world, this makes him feel confident when facing anyone. William's temperament is also slowly changing. It is slowly undergoing a transformation. Turn off the computer. William looked at another lottery opportunity. I'm looking forward to it even more. Even advanced hacker skills can be obtained. So what can we win in this lottery? William clicks on the lottery. The lottery page began to shake. Chapter 25, the third lottery. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the gene enhancement fluid. A bottle of pure sky blue liquid with starlight appeared in William's hand. It's actually the gene enhancement fluid. This is something that only appears in movies. Now he actually won the lottery. William excitedly began to read the introduction of the gene enhancement fluid. He discovered that after taking it, his body could immediately reach the limits of human capabilities, and lifespan will be extended to the limits of human beings. That means at least 150 years old. See this introduction. William's eyes widened. My breathing started to quicken. 150 years old. The body has also reached the limits of human beings. This is too powerful. The thing people fear most is having money but poor health. Or maybe you are in good health but have no money. Now take this gene enhancement solution. Not only is he rich, he is also in good health. William uncorked the can. Without hesitation, he raised his head and drank the bottle of gene enhancement liquid. Suddenly I felt like my stomach was burning, and the fire began to spread rapidly. It starts from the stomach and spreads throughout the body. There was a terrible pain. It felt as if every cell was literally being torn apart. William simply couldn't bear such terrible pain. He fell to the ground and couldn't get up. Started to sleep soundly. Even if I fall asleep, the body continued to twitch. And it is also discharging black dirt. There was a gurgling sound coming from inside the body. 5 hours later, William slowly opened his eyes. Passed a while. William finally woke up. He was trying to find his lost glasses when he suddenly discovered that his vision had returned to normal. And it's much better than before. When he concentrates, even the fluff on a fly in the distance can be seen clearly. This horrific vision scared even himself. That's not all. The hearing is also terrible. When he wants to concentrate and listen to a certain sound, they were talking and laughing in the next room, separated by a thick wall, and William could hear them clearly. The creaking sound of the bed was audible, in addition to the enhancement of the facial features. His strength also became extremely terrifying. Stainless steel kettle for boiling water. He could flatten it with just a little force. It's like it's made of dough. Throw a punch. The air was blown to pieces. Every punch and kick contained extremely terrifying power. William is in this rental house. He performed a set of military boxing. I just feel relaxed and happy all over. I found that in addition to my body becoming extremely strong, all his hidden ailments disappeared. Before, I stayed up late and wrote code for a long time. The waist, neck, and hands were deformed. Even the joints became inflamed. But now all these symptoms have disappeared. The previously gray hair on top of my head has turned black. Loose teeth become strong again. I had some cavities before. It's gone now too. William clicked his teeth gently and felt that even if he took a pig bone now, he could bite them into pieces. He is braver than an 18-year-old boy. No disease or illness. I just feel refreshed and refreshed all over. William was so excited that he wanted to roar to the sky. So cool. A young body full of strength and liveliness. A light jump will allow you to touch the roof. William just wanted to say, this thing is very spicy. At the same time, he turned to look at the system panel. God level income system. Level. LV2. Return multiple. 2. Host William. Wealth. 2.12 million. Physique. 30. Normal person 10. Spirit. 9. Normal person 8. Number of draws available 0. It was discovered that his physique was twice that of a normal person. But he's only slightly more spiritual than a normal person. It seems that the gene enhancement fluid cannot enhance the spirit. But he believed it. As long as he keeps making money, as long as he accumulates enough income, then you will definitely be able to obtain items or skills that enhance your spirit. That's not all. Even immortality is not impossible. At this moment, William's desire for money reached its peak. But his ultimate goal is not to have more money. Instead, accumulate more income for the lottery, or earn more money to buy draws. It only costs 5 million to purchase once. But this should be a primary draw. According to the system's explanation, the amount will be increased later, or the system will be upgraded. The ultimate lottery and even the advanced lottery will be opened. William is looking forward to the future. At one point, he even wanted to sell all his shares. Let Wang Tian buy out all the secret recipes. But this thought only appeared for a moment. He was suppressed, although he has a system now. But if he chose to sell his shares, possibly a large sum of money could be earned. But if he wants to enter this circle again, it will become more difficult. Now enter the high-end circle of Haicheng. Then it would be quite easy for him to make money, especially for someone like him who has a system. It's like a fish in water, so there is no need to be so anxious. A steady stream of water goes a long way. There will be plenty of opportunities in the future. Wash off the dirt on your body. I took a new piece of clothing from the car and put it on. When it appears again, William seemed to be reborn. It's completely different from before. If you have drawn advanced hacker skills before, plus the more than 2 million in my pocket, it gave him a lot of confidence. So now the powerful body. William, unlimited confidence from the bottom. That powerful and confident look is no longer fake, but it is truly strong enough to treat everyone equally. William's mentality also changed dramatically. At this moment, for the so-called high-end circle of Haicheng, there was no fear in his heart anymore. Some are just calm and peaceful, just like you treat your former colleagues. Pack up all your stuff. I originally wanted to give up this house, but then I thought again, this is where he transformed. Better keep it for now. Maybe it will come in handy in the future. When William drove back home, Jessica saw William. For a moment, they were a little afraid to recognize each other. William has changed a lot. The first thing is to become younger. Secondly, his aura became more confident and powerful. Standing in front, it would bring her a strong pressure. It's like facing a tiger. If we didn't spend every day together, I would be very familiar with William. She really didn't dare to recognize him. There is even a feeling of self-abasement, until William stood in front of her. He reached out and touched her forehead. What's wrong? You don't recognize me anymore? You. How did you change so much? Hearing this, William smiled. I went out and fixed it up. How is it? Does it look good? Jessica nodded vigorously. It's beautiful, but it's changed so much that I can hardly recognize it. After all this dressing up, you really look a bit like a domineering boss. Ha! William laughed out loud when he heard his wife's words. Even if I've changed a lot, I am still your husband. You look like a jerk. Jessica slapped William's back hard. Chapter 26. Daxing technology was hacked. But Jessica seemed to be hitting an iron wall. It hurt her hands. Do you have an iron plate hidden on you? Jessica reached out and touched William's back. It was discovered that there was no iron plate hidden. But William's muscles are very strong. It feels like steel to the touch. Jessica couldn't help but pinch it a few times. Can this muscle also be transformed for you? Jessica asked in surprise. High technology, anyone with money can do it. Jessica's eyes suddenly widened. An expression that said, I haven't read any books, so don't lie to me. Hey, don't think too much about it. It is indeed high-tech, but it has not been disclosed to the public yet. Don't you have any side effects? Jessica asked worriedly. No, I feel very healthy now, confirming that William was really okay. Jessica finally felt relieved. At night, Jessica found William like a cow. It seems like he doesn't even know what tiredness is. Sure, he feels a little overwhelmed now. You, how did you change so much? Jessica remembered that William had not been in good health recently. It was basically over in less than 10 minutes. But it's already been an hour. William is still in high spirits. There is no intention of ending at all. Half an hour later, Jessica really couldn't stand it anymore. Grabbing William's hand, begging for mercy. Hubby, I really can't take it anymore. Please let me go. Seeing my wife is really not going well. William stopped. Now he felt that there was unlimited energy in his body. One punch can kill a cow. I turned around and saw my wife lying limp on the bed. The sense of accomplishment is endless. He had imagined such a scene countless times before. Unfortunately, I am powerless. I didn't expect that I'm in my 30s. I can actually do such a thing. It made him feel like he was dreaming. Clenched his fists. A punch blew up the air. Remind him that this is all real. It wasn't a dream. The next day, William came to the company full of energy. When Li Xuemei saw William, some people are afraid to shout. You are William? Li Xuemei looked at William in surprise. William has changed so much. She was a little afraid to recognize him. Sister Xuemei, don't you recognize me after just one day of not seeing me? William looked at Li Xuemei with a confident smile. I saw that the person in front of me was indeed William. William without confidence. Open your mouth wide. It can even fit a duck egg. You. How did you change so much? Li Xuemei asked in shock. William in front of him. He was extremely strong and exuded strong confidence. Li Xuemei still can't believe that this is William. William still walked timidly yesterday. In front of her, I didn't even dare to look at her straight in the eye. When facing her and Wang Tianlai, William's nervousness and fear were obvious. He could clearly feel that his own aura was enough to suppress William. But now, looking at William emitting a powerful aura, Li Xuemei couldn't bear it. Look at the strong and confident smile on William's face. Li Xuemei was a little dazed. Has a long time passed? How can a person change so much overnight? William looked at Li Xuemei and smiled. I would also like to thank Sister Xuemei for her teachings yesterday. Let me go home and build up my mental strength and face my own identity. Really, Li Xuemei looked incredulous. Just building up your own mental strength can bring about such a big change. Who are you trying to fool? William looked at Li Xuemei with a smile, an expression that said, I believe it anyway, no matter whether you believe it or not. Li Xuemei was also helpless, but she didn't mean to delve into it further. Who doesn't have a few secrets? William was able to become so strong and confident. It will be even better for their new company. And William was able to adapt to the identity so quickly. Li Xuemei's evaluation of William has reached a new level. The two walked into the company together. Other people in the company. For a moment, I didn't recognize William. Wang Tianlai meets William. It took a long time to accept it. You've changed so much. Your ability to adapt is too strong, isn't it? Wang Tianlai said in shock. Haha, it's all thanks to Sister Xuemei's good teaching. How about this? Is this okay? William laughed. Okay. I'm like a big boss now. Ha. Wang Tianlai smiled and nodded. But he still feels a little dissatisfied. Millions are gone. He is also a person who has never seen the world. There is no real chance of owning 10% of the shares. He really is the big boss, right? In his opinion, William had changed too much. The momentum is even more powerful than his. It's only worth a few million. Is it really that awesome? I don't know who gave him the courage. It gives him such strong self-confidence. Just when Wang Tianlai wanted to give William some advice, suddenly someone pushed the door open from outside. Boss Wang, something bad has happened. Something bad has happened. Please come quickly. Our company's backstage was attacked. What? Wang Tianlai raised his head in disbelief. We were attacked backstage? What is the situation now? We are doing our best to intercept, but the opponent is very strong. The man standing at the door did not continue speaking, but everyone understood what he meant. There is a good chance they won't be able to stop it. Who is the other party? What is his purpose? Wang Tianlai asked angrily. They seem to be a group of foreigners. They don't have any particular purpose. They just seem to be here to cause trouble. What? How so? Why did you choose our company? Wang Tianlai asked with his eyes wide open. The employee standing at the door looked innocent. He had no way of answering this question either. Boss, please find a solution quickly. Please hire a master. We can't hold on any longer. After saying that, the employee ran back. Wang Tianlai took a few deep breaths. Take out your phone immediately. He started calling the masters he was familiar with. Mr. Liu, our company is under attack. Please help me block the attack. Li Xuemei also looked at Wang Tianlai with great nervousness. I saw Wang Tianlai hung up the phone. Mr. Liu Hailong, are you willing to help? Yes. He has come online and started taking action. Wang Tianlai nodded. That's good. Li Xuemei patted her chest. But then he became very angry. Who is the other party? I don't know yet. Wang Tianlai waved his hand impatiently. It seems like they're just a bunch of people causing trouble everywhere, just like a bunch of terrorists. Damn it. Wang Tianlai punched him angrily. If we can't stop it this time, his company will suffer heavy losses. The stock price will also be cut in half and may even fall below the market value. Why did these people choose Daxing technology as their target? Wang Tianlai was very confused and hateful. At the same time, I was very anxious. I wonder if Mr. Lu Hailong can stop these bandits? Chapter 27, Unstoppable. William, who was listening nearby, was also stunned. I didn't expect to encounter a hacker attack here. But after hearing that Wang Tianlai had invited other people over, William didn't say anything more. Accompanying Wang Tianlai and Li Xuemei, waiting quietly. Both of them were a little anxious. This made William feel a little funny. It seems that when facing a crisis, no matter how high your status is, in fact, there is no difference between them and ordinary people. And on the other side of the ocean, Brooke had a hideous smile on his face. You want to stop me? Dream on. Then his hands turned into phantoms on the keyboard, and codes and characters flowed down like water. Brothers, attack and let the people of Dragon Country see what cruelty is. Kill. If you want to stop us, practice for a few years first. The team led by Brooke, attacking frantically. Just then the phone rang. Brooke, hasn't the first company been conquered yet? Kate asked loudly in the intelligence center. Don't make a noise. They will be defeated soon. I just want to see if they have any other experts. After saying that, Brooke hung up the phone. Kate wasn't given a chance to speak. Kate looked at the hung-up call. I felt a little annoyed, but I didn't continue calling. People with ability tend to have weird tempers. He stroked his chin. If only Brooke could take over the company, then he would have reported this to his superiors. Others come to us to flex their muscles. We can also go to others to show off our muscles. In this way, the shame of being defeated would be eliminated. It's absolutely perfect. I'm such a genius. Kate stroked her chin and laughed, waiting for good news from Brooke. You know, Brooke is the best young hacker in recent years. His skills scare many old people. Let him go outside and flex his muscles. It can also train him and achieve the goal at the same time. Kill two birds with one stone. And in Haicheng, after Lu Hailong took over, he began to lead his team to defend against the opponent's attack and wanted to fight back. But he thought it was simple. It hasn't been blocked for 10 minutes. They were beaten so badly that they fled away without a trace, losing ground at every turn. Even some team members' computers were controlled and became each other's helper. Lu Hailong's forehead was sweating at this moment, sweat pouring down like rain. His hands were like phantoms, typing away at the code. The expression on his face was also extremely ferocious. The force of typing on the keyboard is getting stronger and stronger. Even the whole table was shaking. But in the war on the internet, you won't win just because you type harder on the keyboard. At this moment, his computer also showed a blue screen. A white eagle appeared above. Soar in the sky. There is another line of words below. Who else? Shut up. Lu Hailong punched the keyboard in anger, looking at the screen with reluctance. He originally thought he could stop the other party, but he didn't expect that he would be defeated by the opponent in such a short time. Even his own machine was controlled. This was like pressing his face to the ground and slapping him hard. I'm going to smash his face. And the other party is still provoking. Who else? This contemptuous attitude really angered Lu Hailong. Lu Hailong immediately invited other domestic experts to help. Others saw the screenshot sent by Lu Hailong. They also share the same hatred for the enemy. They quickly joined the battlefield. Start taking action. We must suppress this arrogant foreigner. But this time, they underestimated the power of their opponents. Less than half a day, all the young masters in the country were defeated. They were unable to stop Brooke's attack. Lu Hailong looked at the computer with a serious expression. Keep swallowing saliva. The phone also started ringing at this moment. It's a call from Wang Tianlai. Lu Hailong was a little afraid to answer it at this moment. But Wang Tianlai kept calling. Lu Hailong had no choice but to pick up the call. Mr. Wang. Mr. Lu, how long will it take to beat them back? Can you shorten the time as much as possible? Now many users are reporting the situation. The entire Daxing company has been paralyzed. If this problem is not resolved within 5 hours, our stock price will fall again. Wang Tianlai shouted anxiously. Lu Hailong listened to the voice on the phone. I didn't know how to answer for a moment. Defeat the opponent in 5 hours? They couldn't last 2 hours. Not to mention taking down the opponent in 5 hours. Mr. Lu, say something. Wang Tianlai shouted anxiously. Mr. Wang. Lu Hailong's voice was a little hoarse. What's going on? Tell me. When Wang Tianlai heard Lu Hailong's voice, he had a bad feeling. When will it be resolved? Wang Tianlai asked with hope in his heart. Boss Wang, we can only hold them off for an hour at most. We can't hold them off any longer. The opponent's attack is too fierce. We have no way to deal with it. How about you see if you can hire a more powerful expert or just unplug the network cable? Hear this answer. Wang Tianlai's head was buzzing. I really want to yell into the phone. You've been doing this for so long. He told me that it couldn't be solved. Why didn't you say so earlier? If you can unplug the network cable. I pulled it out a long time ago. Meow. Users are waiting for his answer. Shareholders are also waiting for his answer. Everyone is watching their company. Can he unplug the network cable now? They are a company that operates an online e-commerce trading platform, and it has already achieved the 5th place in the country. If this problem cannot be solved well now, so who would dare to deposit funds into this website? If you unplug the network cable now, then all information on the trading platform will be lost. He really can't afford the losses that will be caused by then. Is there no other way? Wang Tianlai asked angrily. I've called everyone I could to help, and they can't do it. How much money do they want before they're willing to stop? Wang Tianlai shouted loudly. They said they don't want money. They just want to stay here for 5 days. And if no one can beat them back after 5 days, they will leave. Shut up. I don't know how many times Wang Tianlai swore today. Reach out and pull at the tie, breathing deeply. This is the kind of person he hates the most. If he has no desire for money, then he can't do anything to the other party. My mind started to race, wondering who else could block the opponent's attack. Li Xiumei saw Wang Tianlai like this, also extremely anxious, also looking for my friends to help. But many people couldn't handle it when they heard Lu Hailong take action. They didn't want to come either. No matter how Li Xiumei begged, it was of no use. Wang Tianlai's situation is similar. Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei slumped in their chairs. They all looked rather desperate. Do I really have to unplug the network cable? William saw how desperate they both looked. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be that none of the experts they found were able to defeat the opponent? No way. Is the opponent so powerful? And look how desperate they are. If it causes great losses, will William Zhoudao's affairs be shelved as well? When I think of this, William couldn't help but stand up. Boss Wang, hasn't it been resolved yet? Wang Tianlai waved his hand impatiently. No. Why don't you go back first? We can talk about your business later. Mr. Wang, I happen to know a little bit about hacking. How about letting me give it a try? William looked at Wang Tianlai with a smile. Chapter 28. Can you do it? When Wang Tianlai heard this, he frowned. William, as if he were a fool. At the same time, I was burning with anger. He was already in a desperate situation, and William had no foresight at all. Still bothering him here. He immediately stood up and looked at William. You come? Who do you think you are? You are just a programmer. Do you know what a hacker is? Wang Tianlai pointed at William's nose and cursed. Don't think that just because you've written a few lines of code, you know hacking knowledge. If you really have nothing to do, go back and study your 5-grain health porridge and stop bothering me here. William with some disgust. Even if you want to flatter, there is no need to shoot like this at this time, right? Just now I thought William was very confident and powerful. There have been huge changes. How come you suddenly have such poor eyesight? Things that even domestic experts cannot solve. You're a small coder. Can it solve such a big problem? Isn't this bullshit? Seeing that Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei didn't believe him, William also understood very well. After all, he was really just a small programmer before. If it weren't for the system lottery, he said he could deal with the hackers who attacked Daxing technology. He doesn't believe it himself. It's just that he happened to draw the advanced black technology. It just happens to solve the problem at hand. And if it weren't for Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei investing in William Zhoudao, he was too lazy to care about such things. He also didn't want to expose the fact that he was a hacker. I don't want to expose my advanced hacking skills. William took a deep breath. Boss Wang, do you have any other solution now? Besides, I'm not trying to flatter you. I just don't want to see you go bankrupt and have no money to invest in me. If it weren't for this, I wouldn't even bother with it. Take me to your security center. Even if I can't solve the problem in the end, you won't lose anything. William looked at Wang Tianlai confidently. Give me some face. Do you really not know who you are? Watching William complaining here again and again, Wang Tianlai was really angry. He was annoying to begin with. William with disgust. Mr. Wang, How about this? If I can't solve the problem, I won't take the 10% stake, but I'll give you all the secret recipes. But if I can solve this problem and repel their attack, I want 50% of William Zhoudao's shares. Look at William still talking nonsense here. Wang Tianlai laughed in anger. Huh? Okay. If you can repel their attack, I'll give you the 50% of the shares you asked for. I can also give you 10 million for free. Hearing this, William's eyes widened. My breathing quickened for a moment. A palm slapped on the table. Okay, it's a deal. Sister Xiumei is here to testify. Let Sister Xiumei take me to the security center now. He was not afraid that Wang Tianlai would go back on his word. If Wang Tianlai dares to go back on his word, then he would completely destroy his company. Looking at William's extremely confident face, this made Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei a little uncertain. Does William really have the ability to solve this problem? But then they shook their heads. A problem that even Lu Hailong can't solve. How could a small programmer like him possibly solve the opponent's attack? Are you kidding? Mr. Li, take him there. Wang Tian came to see William for a while. Then he waved his hand disdainfully. Li Xiumei was helpless. I could only stand up and take William to the security center. After they left, Wang Tianlai continued to sit there with a sad face, wondering who should I turn to solve this problem? And let Lu Hailong try his best to communicate with the other party. What conditions would it take to stop? If we continue doing this, his company is going bankrupt. At the same time, we also ask for help from above and seek help from other companies. Walk to the stairs. Li Xiumei stopped. What on earth do you think? Don't you know that Mr. Wang is already very anxious? You are still feeling uncomfortable at this time. Do you really not want to get investment? William, with a cold face. If you can't solve this problem, then you're asking for trouble. You'll be embarrassed and looked down upon by others. How can you continue? Sister Xiumei, thank you for your reminder, but please believe me. I can really help you solve this problem. I want all the conditions that Mr. Wang set. You are really hopeless. Li Xiumei shook her head in disappointment. Then take William to the security center. Li Xiumei is now extremely disappointed with William. What she hates most is people who try to show off their abilities by force. At this moment, Li Xiumei thought, William is just being tough. If he had the ability, how did I end up in such a mess before? Soon they arrived at the security center. Li Xiumei pushed open the door. Wang Hai, there is a man here who claims to be able to solve your problems. Can you see if he can solve your problems? Li Xiumei pointed at William and said with a sneer on her face. Wang Hai and others looked William up and down. Hear Li Xiumei's tone again. They were a little confused. William ignored Li Xiumei's sarcasm. Looked directly at Wang Hai. What's the situation now? When hearing inquiries about the situation, regardless of whether the problem can be solved or not, Wang Hai immediately explained the situation to William. After understanding the situation clearly, William then realized how serious the situation was. To sum it up in one sentence, that means the opponent has already reached the crystal tower and can push down our crystal at any time. Now the entire Daxing technology company has come to a standstill. All programs were blocked by the other party's virus. If the virus cannot be removed, all work cannot go smoothly. The other party also left an insulting remark. Who else? This is clearly a demonstration. He mercilessly smashed the Daxing company's face to the ground. Wang Hai and everyone looked at William. Want to see what William will do? William coldly. She now understood how serious the situation was. Which computer do you have the best performance? William asked. This one, and these ones are the best performing ones. Wang Hai pointed to a row of computers next to him and said. William nodded. Pull out a chair and sit down. This stunned Wang Hai and others. He originally thought that William would order them to fight together, or teach them how to fight. Unexpectedly, he just sat down. Could it be that he wants to fight alone? An absurd idea came to everyone's mind. No way. How can he beat the entire opposing team by himself? Besides, the enemy has already attacked the city. There is no room for defense on our side at all. There is no way to fight. Wang Hai looked up at Li Xiumei. Li Xiumei also spread out her hands. William with a mocking expression. She wanted to see how William would end up now. Chapter 29. How is this possible? Just when Wang Hai was stunned, William sent a message to the other party. You bunch of trash. I'm here to kill you. Others saw this sentence. Their eyes widened immediately. They had been beaten so badly that they couldn't even raise their heads, and sent such insulting sentences to the other party. Isn't this just for excitement? Wang Hai felt his blood pressure rising after seeing this. Isn't this nonsense? Sure enough, after a while, the other party sent a message. Then come here. There is also a hook finger symbol below. You have 10 minutes left. I will destroy a computer every minute that passes. See this information. Wang Hai was completely panicked. Originally, they could just lie down and the data wouldn't be lost. It's just that they used this place as a battlefield. In the end, there might be a chance to preserve the company's data. But now, the other party is about to destroy the computer. It's all over. The data will be completely lost. Why are you talking nonsense? Wang Hai was so angry that he was stunned. At William. Then Wang Hai shouted anxiously to others. Quick, organize yourself, protect the company's computers, and resist with all your might. Li Xiumei's eyes were even colder at this moment. But William remained indifferent, typing slowly on the keyboard. No one knew what he was knocking on. Wang Hai was too lazy to ask, busy organizing everyone to resist together, even if it will be conquered in the end. But at least they resisted and can report to their superiors. It's not about just lying down and getting beaten. And on the other side of the ocean, Brooke receives a message from William. He laughed immediately. Ha! Here comes another one looking for death. Brothers, show him some color. Let him know what cruelty is. Ha, I'll do it. Francis shouted excitedly. He loves to bully weak ones the most. Okay. Brooke nodded with a smile. Be careful not to flip over. There are still experts over there. Don't be careless. Ha! Don't worry, boss. I will make sure that the other party feels what a storm is like. Francis shrugged nonchalantly. He didn't take the people of Longwood seriously at all. But 2 minutes later, watching the screen turn all white, with only a pile of shit left in the middle, Francis was completely stunned. He stared at the screen in front of him with a look of confusion and shock. He was simply stunned by William. We just fought. William violently knocked him down. He wasn't even given a chance to react. His computer was destroyed in an instant. Brooke noticed this situation immediately. Go forward and check it out. See a pile of shit in the center of the screen? His face suddenly became extremely ugly. Huh, looks like there's another expert here. Brothers, come on. There's a master on the other side. Francis, go pick another computer and join the fight. Yes. And at Daxing Technology Company, Wang Tianlai kept making phone calls. Hopefully other companies can come to the rescue. At the same time, call the above. Hopefully they can send someone down. Send an expert over. Help him solve the company's difficulties. At the same time, he also promised many conditions to get out. I just hope the trouble can be solved quickly. Solve the problem early. Reputation can be restored sooner. Losses can also be reduced further. After much begging, I finally hired a few experts. However, those masters did not come over so quickly. They don't know what's going on. It seems like they're all being held back. It seemed that at the same time, there were also masters fighting against them. This immediately made Wang Tianlai even more anxious. I can only keep urging him. At the same time, he was urging Lu Hailong to communicate with the other party. This must be resolved even if the compensation has to be increased. Even if he was being blackmailed, he accepted it this time. And in the security center, just when Wang Hai and the others were very anxious. But he found that the opponent did not launch a fierce attack. Just when they were stunned. Suddenly, I found that all the computers in the company were back to normal. This immediately made their eyes widen. I even thought I was hallucinating. How difficult is the virus sand by the other party? They understand this deeply. How is it possible that everything returns to normal all of a sudden? Wang Hai stood up in shock, turning to look at William's position. William turned and looked at him. Are the computers back to normal? Wang Hai swallowed hard. He nodded with a hint of excitement. William with great admiration. Recovered. Recovered. Okay, now that it's restored, you just need to protect the company's computers. Leave the rest of the battle to me. Wang Hai nodded vigorously. I was extremely shocked. William arrived here in less than 10 minutes. It actually solved such a big problem for the company. How did he do it? Why are you still standing there? Why don't you organize a defense? I saw Wang Hai standing there in a daze. William shouted angrily. Ah yes. Everyone cheer up. Wang Hai shouted as if he had been injected with chicken blood. When the others heard Wang Hai shout, they also woke up from their dreams. They all looked towards William's position. Originally, they thought William was just showing off. Just here for show. But I didn't expect that the other party was actually a big shot. And he's also a super boss. The opponent's virus was eliminated in such a short time. It's just horrible. Not someone from the industry. Not knowing the horror of the other side. All members were trembling with excitement. Some people even couldn't help but stand up and shout excitedly. Boss is awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. Oh shit. That's awesome. They have a big boss on their side. Finally, I wasn't pinned to the ground and beaten anymore. Everyone was like they were injected with chicken blood, pressing the keyboard desperately. Looking at the security member who was originally lifeless and looked as if someone was strangling him. Suddenly, I felt as excited as if I had been injected with chicken blood. Li Xuemei was stunned. Then I saw that all the computers in the company returned to normal. My eyes almost popped out. See them again and thank William. Li Xuemei opened her mouth wide. Her beautiful eyes widened. William is back in disbelief. He actually solved this problem. How is this possible? How could he, a small programmer, be so awesome? Li Xuemei wiped her eyes. I thought I was hallucinating. Open your eyes again. Still seeing the excited members of the security center. And Wang Hai's excited and flushed face. Wang Hai, bring me a cup of tea. I'm thirsty. Hey, boss, wait a moment. I'll be right there. Wang Hai ran to pour tea like a lackey. I had just made the tea and was about to bring it over. A beautiful hand pressed the teacup. I saw Li Xuemei holding a teacup. Go ahead and do your work. I'll serve it to him, Li Xuemei said with a smile. Wang Hai was stunned for a moment, then immediately let go. I looked at the boss with some envy. He didn't expect Li Xuemei, the famous beauty president of Jinding Science and Technology Park. She was actually willing to serve tea and water to William. But think about the boss's strength. Some of it is understandable. By the way, go tell President Wang that the company is back to normal. Hey, okay, I'll go right away. Wang Hai trotted towards Wang Tianlai's office. Chapter 30 Shocks. Wang Tianlai was so anxious that he was about to cry, watching the company's stock price drop little by little. When the major shareholder called, he was a little afraid to answer. There are increasing doubts on the internet about the strength of Daxing Company. Those merchants on the trading platform keep urging them to solve the problem. Consumers kept urging them to return their money. Everything is heading for the worst. Wang Tianlai was slumped in his chair at this moment. I feel extremely desperate. He didn't know who he had offended. Why was his Daxing Company chosen as the battlefield? All the calls that needed to be made have been made. All the people who should be found have been found. But until now, no one could help him, or got held back, or it's just not strong enough. As soon as he went up, he was pushed off the stage. The moment before, he was a well-known entrepreneur in the country. The next moment, he might be the loser who is bankrupted by others. He was originally full of energy and vigor. At this moment, his face was full of vicissitudes and decadence. Just at this moment, the office door was violently pushed open. Boom! Wang Tianlai looked at the broken door in confusion. Then he looked at Wang Hai, who broke in with uncontrollable anger. Who the hell let you in? Wang Hai didn't bother to pay attention to his roar. He shouted breathlessly. Boss Wang, the company is back to normal. Even if the company is back to normal, you can still open my door. Huh? What did you just say? Wang Tianlai grabbed a cup and was about to throw it at Wang Hai. The hand suddenly stopped in midair. His eyes were fixed on Wang Hai. Wang Hai looked at Wang Tianlai excitedly. Boss Wang, the company is back to normal. These words made Wang Tianlai's hands tremble. What did you say? He asked again in disbelief. I said the company is back to normal. Boom! Wang Tianlai pushed aside the flower pot in front of him, ignoring the flower pot that cut his leg. He stepped forward and grabbed Wang Hai's arm. Are you telling the truth? You didn't lie to me? Wang Hai shook his head. I didn't lie to you. The company is really back to normal. Is it really back to normal? Wang Tianlai asked excitedly. Really? Really? After confirming, Wang Tianlai laughed excitedly. Ha! Holding Wang Hai, he jumped and laughed. Thank you, Wang Hai. I will definitely reward you well. Bonus for all of you. By the way, who helped me solve it? Is it Lu Hailong or Ma Donglai? Or did the people above take action? Wang Tianlai asked excitedly. It wasn't them. It was an expert brought by Mr. Li who solved it. Hearing this, Wang Tianlai looked at Wang Hai in confusion. The experts brought by Li Xuemei? Right. Wang Tianlai became even more confused. Where did she find this expert? Come on, take me to see this benefactor. I want to thank him. Okay, he's at the security center. Wang Hai nodded and led the way. The company's problems have been resolved, and this boss is now fighting with the other side. Okay, let's go there quickly. Wang Tianlai nodded. By the way, do you know any information about this master? Wang Tianlai asked again. I don't know either. It was Mr. Li who brought it to us. Mr. Li should know more. Wang Hai shook his head. Li Xuemei did not introduce William's information. He didn't ask any more questions, even know William's last name. He was also very eager to learn about the information of this brain. I want to ask the big guys for some knowledge. Big boss, give him some pointers. All of these could lead to huge progress for him. Wang Hai and Wang Tianlai rushed to the security center as quickly as possible. And in the security center, Li Xuemei was holding a cup of tea, with a gentle smile on his face. Gently place the tea next to William. Pull up a chair. Sit next to William. William's profile with inquiring eyes. But William is concentrating on looking at the computer at this moment. He had no idea that Li Xuemei had come over. I saw the tea being brought over. He picked it up and took a sip, then continued typing the code. The expression on his face was extremely calm and confident. There was no trace of panic or anxiety. It's like a wise man who was planning and winning the battle from thousands of miles away. Li Xuemei was stunned for a moment, especially when I think about the misunderstanding about William just now. This made Li Xuemei feel even more ashamed. I developed a desire to compensate William. Especially now, William has shown such terrifying abilities. It made her feel admired. Women always admire strong men. When everyone is at a loss, William stood up, turned the tide. In Li Xuemei's eyes, William, who was sitting quietly at this moment, was like a Mount Tai, blocked all the wind and rain. Now my body is glowing. It's very fascinating. Boom! Wang Tianlai pushed open the door of the security center with force. Walked in hurriedly. At a glance, I saw William sitting in front of the best computer in the middle. William like a crazy fan. This immediately made him furious. I wanted to throw the teacup in my hand directly at him, but I thought of my benefactor here. Don't destroy the image. Then he came to William's side. William, why haven't you left yet? Why are you still hanging around here? My company's difficulties have been solved by others. Why are you still staying here? Leave your shares and secret recipe behind, then get out. Wang Tianlai pointed at William's head and cursed him mercilessly. Li Xuemei, who was standing by, was stunned. I don't quite understand what Wang Tianlai is going crazy about. Other members of the security center, they all looked at Wang Tianlai in shock. I don't understand why he scolded William as soon as he came in. Such a big guy. Shouldn't it be treated well? What is going on here? Wang Tianlai was enjoying his cursing and didn't pay any attention to other people's expressions. He wouldn't have done that. But I just went through a roller coaster experience. It had already caused some of his sanity to disappear. As a result, he couldn't control his emotions. When I see William, I want to vent all the depression I just felt. Because in his eyes, William is just an insignificant person who was invested in. It's just a chess piece that can be crushed to death at any time. So what's wrong with using it to vent? When Wang Hai came in, I saw Wang Tianlai scolding William. I was shocked. He immediately stepped forward and pulled Wang Tianlai's arm. Why are you pulling my leg? Wang Tianlai glared at Wang Hai. Boss Wang, this guy is the one who solved the problem. Wang Hai pointed at William's back. What did you say? Wang Tianlai looked at Wang Hai in disbelief. He pointed at William's back and asked, You mean he? Wang Hai swallowed and nodded. Wang Tianlai saw Wang Hai and nodded. Suddenly my head buzzed. The body turned around stiffly. William tremblingly. At the same time, he looked at Li Xuemei for help. He really hoped this was fake. Chapter 31, Collapse. The entire security center was extremely silent. Everyone was looking at Wang Tianlai. Li Xuemei saw Wang Tianlai's eyes looking for help. He nodded helplessly. It is indeed a problem that Mr. Li solved. Hearing this affirmative answer, Wang Tianlai's legs went limp, almost fell to his knees. Gurgle! He swallowed. William with trembling eyes. At this moment, I felt so regretful that I just wanted to slap myself twice. Why were you so mean just now? Mr. Li? Mr. Li? Wang Tianlai shouted in a hoarse voice. Don't bother me yet. Wait until I'm done. William raised his hand and asked Wang Tianlai not to speak for the time being. The words Wang Tianlai was about to say were stuck in his mouth. With his hands raised in the air, he stood there awkwardly. It's not good if this hand falls down, and it's not good if this hand doesn't fall down. Wang Tianlai turned and looked at Li Xuemei. Li Xuemei shrugged her shoulders, looking helpless. Turned to look at Wang Hai. Wang Hai also looked embarrassed. Wang Tianlai could only smile awkwardly. Okay, Mr. Li, you go ahead and do your work. We'll talk when you're done. Tell me anything you need. I can do anything I can for you. Wang Tianlai showed the most sincere smile. Look at William. William didn't answer him. Instead, he kept tapping on the keyboard. Wang Hai and other security team members looked at the screen in front of William. He looked extremely focused, afraid of missing even a moment. Many people looked at it with a look of sudden enlightenment. William with even more admiration. It turns out that war can be fought this way. The entire security center was very quiet. Left was William S. slow typing on the keyboard. When Wang Tianlai felt embarrassed. The spectators from major companies were extremely shocked. Originally, Daxing Technology had already been defeated. If it wasn't for provoking the people of Manhwa, Daxing Technology Company was killed long ago. But now, the crisis of Daxing Technology Company has been resolved. And it was resolved in such a short time. It shocked them all. It's not that they didn't want to help Daxing Technology Company before, but they can't even protect themselves. And also been exposed to this virus. They simply couldn't crack it. Even if you want to crack it, it will take a very long time. They had discussed this in the group before. So far, there seems to be no solution to the virus at Daxing Technology Company. But I was slapped in the face in an instant. Which big boss made this move? But I asked everyone in the group. I found that none of them took action. But a stranger that none of them had ever heard of resolved the virus at Daxing Technology Company. Everyone was asking who this person was. Li Xiumei and Wang Tianlai's phones rang at the same time. Wang Tianlai picked it up and saw that it was the founder of Penguin. Li Xiumei picked it up and took a look. I found out that it was the founder of Civic Cat who called. Wang Tianlai looked at the name on the phone. Sneered. He begged for a long time just now. But the other side did not send anyone to support. After the call was connected, hearty laughter was heard from the other end. Boss Wang, I heard that the virus in your company has been solved. Who did it? Hearing this, Wang Tian looked at William. Boss Ma, I can't say for sure. I need to ask the gentleman first. Do you need to hide this from me? Are you from our country? The other party asked again. Boss Ma, please don't ask me anymore. I can't tell you for now. I will definitely tell you when I can. I'm still busy at the company. If there's nothing else, I'll hang up first. After saying that, he hung up the phone without waiting for the other party to respond. At this moment, Li Xiumei also hung up the phone. Wang Tianlai looked at Li Xiumei. Are you here to ask who did it? Li Xiumei nodded. Huh? Wang Tianlai sneered complacently. Let them worry. I just asked them for help, but none of them dared to help, for fear of getting into trouble. Now everyone wants to come and ask about it. At this moment, Wang Tianlai was completely relaxed. And I'm still thinking about how to rely on this thing. Achieve maximum benefits. But across the ocean, Brooks' team didn't have it so easy. At this moment, they wished they could type so hard on the keyboard that smoke came out. I wanted to smash the keyboard. They organized a frenzied attack. They are often defeated in just a few blows. And it also broke down all their defenses. Give them a fatal blow. But don't beat them to death. Give them some hope. That's how they were tortured crazily. Boss, how about we surrender? Francis was tortured to the point of wanting to die. Even my self-confidence was destroyed. He had just built a defensive line. I originally thought it could last for a while. I didn't expect that I couldn't even hold on for 5 seconds. It was demolished by the other party. The other members also had constipated expressions. They really wanted to surrender. How much fun they had in torturing the members of Daxing Company before. How miserable they are now. Brooke gritted his teeth and typed frantically on the keyboard, his face distorted. Both eyes were fixed on the screen, howling madly. The crazy expressions made the team members look at each other in confusion. The words of surrender can no longer be spoken. I can only force myself to cheer up and continue to fight fiercely with the captain. But the opponent was too strong. 10 minutes passed. Francis was the first to break down. Boss, I really can't stand it anymore. The opposing team didn't just tear down his defense. He also gave him a stronger defense for him to break. It's like having an unlocker. It doesn't just unlock your electric bike. A more complex lock is also added for you. You just have to unlock this more complicated lock. Only then can you use your electric car. This is the situation Francis is facing now. He has to solve the problems given to him by his opponent to continue using his computer. Otherwise, his computer would be like a brick. But it took him so long to solve it. He just couldn't solve the problem his opponent gave him. I could only watch my computer turn into a brick. And he is a hacker who calls himself a genius. But there is nothing I can do. This kind of blow, it made him collapse directly. It's not just Francis. The same goes for everyone else. I watch my computer turn into a brick. The same goes for other computers. Whenever you come into contact with the other party's program, it seems to be contagious. The computer immediately turned into a brick. Even Brooke's computer at the moment suddenly went black. Then it lit up again. In the center of the lit screen, there appeared an upside-down thumbs-up sign. There's a pile of shit down there. And it is also accompanied by text. You are a piece of shit. No matter how Brooke attacks, there is no way to remove this image. This is a ruthless taunt. Brooke went berserk. He picked up the keyboard and swung it directly towards the screen. Ah! Just like a crazy gambler who loses. Boss, don't do this, boss, don't do this. The other team members quickly came up and pulled Brooke. Captain, don't do this. How dare he? How dare he insult me like this? Brooke pointed at the screen and roared. The whole studio was very silent. How arrogant he was before. How painful it is now. At this moment, Kate called again. Chapter 32. Inquiry. Brooke, did you take over that company? Kate asked in a relaxed tone. In his opinion, if Brooke took action, the company would not be able to withstand Brooke's attack. It should be completely taken down by now. But waited for a while. There was no response from Brooke. There was only silence. This gave Kate a bad feeling. Brooke, what's going on with you? Say something. What's your situation? Did you catch him? Kate yelled into the phone. After a long time, Brooke's hoarse voice came from the other side. Boss, we were defeated by the other side. What did you say? Kate asked in disbelief. Brooke was actually defeated. After all, he's a top master of the younger generation. And just raid one company. He was actually defeated. Could it be that the Dragon Country military took action? Can it? It's just a folk exchange. The Dragon Kingdom will send out military experts. Kate was a little bit unconvinced. Who beat you? Kate asked. Have no idea. The opponent's moves are too fierce. I have never seen them before. It's too fast. He can beat all of us in 10 minutes. Brooke still said with lingering fear. Kate's eyes widened. It's a little hard to believe. 10 minutes. Yes. He is not on the same level as us. Compared to him, we are just little kids. He can kill us with just one kick. Hearing this, Kate subconsciously didn't believe it. How is this possible? Is there such a powerful master in this world? Even if they're a beautiful country, want to defeat Brooke's team, even the top masters have to put in some effort. And it also requires careful preparation. But now Brooke said that a master appeared on the other side who could defeat him in just 10 minutes. This made Kate feel cold in her heart. How could there be such a master in this world? But then I remembered the dragon that appeared at the intelligence center. Kate's eyes suddenly widened. Could it be that he was the one who took action this time? The same person who raided the intelligence center last time? Is this person in Manhwa? Kate's breathing quickened at the thought. Immediately yelled at the other end of the phone. Now I'm giving you a new mission. Find information about your opponent. Any information will do. If you can find him, you don't have to return your money this time. We'll be even. Kate said quickly to Brooke. Any information? Brooke was a little unconvinced. Yes, any information is fine, but it would be best if it can help us find this person. Brooke perked up when he heard this. Good. Then take action immediately. Find information about Brooke's opponents. In addition to instructing Brooke to look for news about William, Kate also launched other channels. Find out who defeated Brooke? Since I have taken action this time, he believed that he would be able to find out soon. I'll settle the accounts with him then. Kate thought viciously. They weren't the only ones seeking information about William. Major domestic companies are also inquiring. They originally thought that Daxing Company was going to be killed. The fifth-ranked trading platforms are all ready to take the top spot. As a result, Daxing Company was not killed. All their preparations were in vain. The notice sent out previously has also become a joke. Wang Tianlai and Li Xuemei's phones were flooded with calls. They all came to find out who did it. Could Wang Tianlai or Li Xuemei arrange a meeting? This kind of high-end talent, no matter where, they are all treated as guests of honor. Even the relevant departments called to inquire. Who helped them solve this problem? William's information yet. At this moment, they also realized the seriousness of the situation. Gather everyone in the security center immediately. All of you remember, what happened today must not be disclosed to anyone. Sign this agreement. If anyone reveals Mr. Li's identity, I will never forgive you. Wang Tianlai looked at everyone with sharp eyes. No one at the security center had any objection to this. People like Mr. Li, identity should indeed be protected. Otherwise, there is a high possibility of being assassinated by foreign forces. Everyone signed their names quickly. Even Li Xuemei signed her name. William heard all of this. At this moment, he also knew that he was a little impulsive. I didn't think about the seriousness and consequences of this incident. An impulsive move. In addition, I had previously visited the intelligence center in the United States. He also left them a dragon mark. Added some danger to myself out of thin air. But it's no use regretting now. We can only fight the enemy with our soldiers and block the water with earth. And since he had the system with him, he wasn't that scared. Finished dealing with Brooke. After completely destroying their data, William cleared his tracks. Then he stood up. See William stand up. Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei rushed over immediately, with a flattering smile on his face. Mr. Li, are you done? Boss Wang, there's no need to be so polite. Let's get along like before, William said with a smile. No. I was blind before and didn't know Mr. Li's ability. I always neglected Mr. Li. I apologize to Mr. Li here. William very solemnly. Li Xiumei was also there, looking at William with a smile. William, I was wrong before, and I apologize to you. William quickly helped them up. Oh, Mr. Wang, Sister Xiumei, we really don't need to be so polite. The two sides pushed and shoved each other. There was no way Wang Tianlai would ever call William Shaoli again, but truly treat William as an equal. The three of them came to Wang Tianlai's office. Mr. Li, thank you again for your help. This time you really saved Daxing Company, Wang Tianlai said with great gratitude. If you hadn't intervened, we would have been finished. Even if our opponent withdrew, we would still be completely defeated. From now on, we would never be able to gain the trust of consumers again. Thank you so much. Mr. Li, you can tell me what reward you want. As long as I can do it, I will do it for you. And if you need me to do anything for you in the future, just let me know. As long as I can do it, I will definitely not delay. William S. hand tightly. Mr. Wang is too polite. You're welcome. You can say that you saved my entire company and the families of countless employees working at Daxing. This is 30 million. It's my personal thanks to you. This is the only amount of cash I can come up with. William subconsciously wanted to refuse. Wang Tianlai grabbed William's hand. Mr. Li, give me a chance to apologize to you. I'm really sorry for what happened before. You saved the entire Daxing company, which is worth far more than 30 million. But this is all I can give you now. I'll compensate you later. Looking at Wang Tianlai's sincere eyes, William sighed. All right. I saw William accept the bank card. Wang Tianlai smiled excitedly. Li Xiumei also breathed a sigh of relief. Suddenly, the whole atmosphere became relaxed. Chapter 33, Harvest and Crisis. Mr. Li, I will also fulfill all the conditions I promised you before, Wang Tianlai said with a smile. This is the equity transfer agreement. This is the 10 million I promised you. Mr. Li, please accept it. Before, my vision was too low. Don't say that. Mr. Wang was also very angry at the time, so I can understand that. William shook his head. Then he accepted Wang Tianlai's bet. Boss Wang, you've spent 40 million in cash. Can you still afford it? It's okay. I can bear it if I grit my teeth. Seeing William wanted to return him 10 million. Wang Tianlai immediately held William's hand. Don't. You must do what you promised. Yes, Mr. Li, we have other ways. These are for you. Just take them. William accepted everything. I saw William accepted them all. Wang Tianlai and Li Shuiqin smiled even more brightly. William nervously. Tell me about it. I would like to invite Mr. Li to serve as the cybersecurity consultant for our Daxing technology company. Hearing this, William subconsciously wanted to refuse. Mr. Li, don't rush to refuse. We can sign a secret contract. Mr. Li's identity will never be revealed. We will also address each other by code names. Wang Tianlai seemed to know that William was worried about his identity, so the immediate addition resolved William's worries. Please also ask Mr. Li to help our company build a protection system to prevent attacks from others. For this protection system, I will have the company pay Mr. Li 100 million. At the same time, Mr. Li will be paid 500,000 yuan every month. As long as Daxing Company is still in existence, this salary will be valid and will be deposited into your card. In addition, when we need Mr. Li's help in the future, we will address him by code and ask him to do it remotely without revealing your identity. Every time you make a move, we will give you a corresponding appearance fee. William very seriously. Li Xiumei's eyes widened when she heard this condition. But then he looked at Wang Tianlai with some admiration. This is truly a rare opportunity. With the help of repelling Brooke's attack, offer sky-high salaries to build the strongest protection system. Regain the trust of consumers. It may even be possible to take Daxing Company to new heights again. William was also shocked by Wang Tianlai's salary. 100 million. He was just excited about earning 40 million, but he didn't expect that he was about to receive another 100 million. His breathing began to quicken. You have to know that he did it for 20,000 yuan before. Almost took the risk. Now Wang Tian says he wants to give him 100 million. Just hearing that number, it made William feel a little dry in the mouth. 100 million. How can I spend all this? William's lips were trembling with excitement at this moment. It's not just the 100 million. It's also because of the 100 million yuan in income. His system was able to be upgraded again, and we can continue to draw prizes. That's why he was excited. It took a long time. Only then did I calm down the excitement in my heart. Wang Tianlan was also there to strike while the iron was hot. Please agree to my request, Mr. Li. If Mr. Li is not satisfied, you can make any request. As long as we can do it, we will do it. Looking at Wang Tianlai, who was extremely sincere in front of him, William was filled with emotion. If he doesn't have the skills drawn by the system, so now in front of Wang Tianlai, he is just a small follower. He doesn't deserve such respect at all. It is even more impossible to treat him with such a sincere tone. But now everything has changed. William looked at Wang Tianlai again. Boss Wang, I can make the protection system, but I won't sign a permanent private contract with you. I can only sign a contract for half a year at most. I heard that William agreed to help build the protection system, but the contract can only be signed for half a year. Wang Tianlai was both excited and a little disappointed. William tied to Daxing technology forever. It's really a pity. And William's value is far more than 100 million. I originally thought I could do it while William was still young. Tie him to the boat. I didn't expect William to be so calm. He actually refused permanent binding. Wang Tianlai didn't mention it again. He was really afraid of angering William. Okay, thank you, Mr. Li, for agreeing to our request. Then shall we sign the contract first? I'll ask the finance department to transfer the money immediately. Good. William nodded. But before William could call a lawyer, Li Xuemei was very considerate and called a lawyer. After confirmation, the contract was signed. If you're interested after half a year, you can continue to renew. All contracts signed. Wang Tianlai finally felt at peace. There are such top experts who help them build a protection system. It brought him a great sense of security. I believe that we will not encounter attacks like today for a long time in the future. They can even claim to be the safest trading platform in the country. This made Wang Tianlai very excited. Then, Mr. Li, let's stop here today. I have reserved a table at Wana Building. Shall we go there for a quick meal? Wang Tianlai asked excitedly. William shook his hand. Don't be so polite. I'll help you make the protection system first. I have to rush back after I'm done. My wife is waiting for me at home. I heard that William wanted to build a protection system, and it has to be done now. Wang Tianlai and Li Xuemei both widened their eyes. William with some doubt. Isn't it time-consuming to build a protection system? Can it be done in one afternoon? The company that previously made the protection system for them took half a year to complete it. What? Let's go to the security center now, and we can do it for you in no time. William said as he opened the door. Go to the security center. Wang Tianlai and Li Xuemei also followed behind curiously. When William walked into the security center, security personnel headed by Wang Hai all stood up excitedly. William with admiration. Boss, you're here. Wang Hai was very enthusiastic and ran over and shouted excitedly. This made Wang Tianlai, who was behind him, a little jealous. But Wang Hai had never treated him like this before. Let Wang Hai do something every time. If you are unhappy, just kick your ass. He always treats Wang Hai as his master. But now she is being attentive to William. Like a pug. This made Wang Tianlai feel a little jealous. But then I felt relieved. Meet a master like William. Anyone in the industry would probably feel this way. I'll help you build a protection system. I'll use the same computer as before. It won't take up too long. William said with a smile. Very quickly. It's okay. You can use it. You can use it as much as you want. Wang Hai spoke with great enthusiasm. Boss, can we watch from the back? Wang Hai asked nervously. Sure, there's nothing you can't see. Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. Quick, do you guys still have any sense? Pour tea for the boss, and bring some fruit over. I looked up and saw the employee was still standing there. Wang Hai suddenly became angry. Chapter 34? So fast? The employees at the back were busy serving fruit and pouring tea. All of them seemed extremely excited. Don't worry, it will be over in 10 minutes. William in disbelief. William didn't care about him. Sit down and get started. Crackling. The sound of typing on the keyboard was heard. William did not directly build a protection system for Daxing Technology Company. Instead, they directly implant a virus into their system. Whoever attacks the server of Daxing Technology Company, they will be infected by this virus. Destroy the opponent's data and control the opponent's computer. The best defense is offense. After such a long time, no one will attack Daxing Technology Company's servers anymore. It hasn't been 10 minutes yet. William hit the last key. Then all the codes on the screen turned into rays of light. Fly away. The virus lurks in the servers of Daxing Technology Company. Normally, it will not affect the work of Daxing Technology Company. Once an attack is detected, it will spread automatically and counterattack automatically immediately. Okay, it's done. I have made a virus in here. It will not affect your work normally. If it detects an attack, it will automatically trigger the spread, control the opponent's system and computer, and automatically fight back. When we fight back, it won't affect your work. Wang Hai and a group of security personnel were all stunned. They had never seen anything like this. This idea is really genius. Use viruses to defend. Never thought of this approach. Wang Hai even jumped up excitedly. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Boss, you are such a genius that you can even come up with such an idea? He has seen the virus created by William. Even a master like Brooke is helpless. Now a set of viruses is specially compiled. He could imagine it. If anyone dares to attack Daxing Technology Company's server again, then he would definitely die a miserable death. You will definitely understand Brooke's psychological breakdown. The same goes for other security personnel. They all have great trust and admiration for William. I never thought that William's virus would be cracked. There are only outsiders like Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei. Only at this moment does a trace of worry arise in my heart. But they have higher emotional intelligence. It didn't show up right away. Instead, he clapped along with Wang Hai. At the same time, I was also having doubts in my heart. Isn't this time too short? It was done so quickly. Wang Tianlai always felt that it was not worth it. But he forced himself to suppress this strange feeling in his heart. He looked at Li Xiumei. A hint of worry arose in my heart. Does this method really work? The previous company took half a year. Just 10 minutes now. Can it really provide protection? It really is powerful, as William said. 100 million. This cost 100 million yuan. It's all real money. If it can't play a protective effect, then Wang Tianlai really would have no way to explain to the board of directors. He may not be able to continue his job as chairman. Stop bragging. Can one of you take a computer and test it to see how it works? I saw Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei's worried expressions. William said while looking at Wang Hai with a smile. Boss, does the system you developed need any testing? As soon as these words came out, Wang Tianlai's face suddenly turned dark. I wanted to slap him. Don't hype yourself up. Just test it now. I'm done with the test. I have to go back later. Okay. Seeing that William was serious, Wang Hai quickly asked someone to arrange the test. He himself also wanted to see the effect of this method. Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei followed and stared closely. Want to see how this works? Is it really as awesome as William said? If yes, then William is really awesome. They deserve more careful treatment. If not, that's another story. They believe in William's ability. If the effect is not achieved, William needs to redo it. Wang Hai's subordinate Li Ming is attacking Daxing Technology's server. But the attack had only just begun for less than 2 minutes. His computer started to malfunction. Oh my god! Oh my god! The computer screen became a mess. He no longer had control over his computer. Wang Hai and others who were watching from behind also opened their mouths wide, full of shock. William with great admiration. The boss is really too powerful. They are not on the same level at all. He had already stood on the top of a mountain that they could not see. They all know Li Ming's skills. In the security center, apart from Wang Hai, he is the strongest. I didn't expect that I couldn't even last 2 minutes. The computer can't be controlled. Moreover, Li Ming knew from the beginning that it would be contagious, and he even built a firewall. But it's of no use. It was directly penetrated. Wang Tianlai and Li Xiumei saw this scene. He was also shaking with excitement. Look at William. More solemn. Mr. Li, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. I got the money, William said with a smile. Okay, you can test it again later, and you can contact me if you have any questions. Boss Wang. Boss Li, I'm going back first. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's too late. William checked the time, ready to go back. Mr. Li, if you go back like this, people will scold me and say I'm ignorant. Wang Tianlai grabbed William and wouldn't let him leave. Let's go to Manhwa building together. I want to thank you very much. Don't be busy. There will be plenty of time in the future. And I don't like this either. William shook his head. Rejected Wang Tianlai's invitation. Also rejected Li Xuemei's request. In their reluctant gazes, William just left. After getting in the car, William breathed a sigh of relief. Then he excitedly opened the system. Today he earned a total of 140 million. How many levels can the system be upgraded to? How many times can he draw the prize? Has the lottery level been improved? These were all things he couldn't wait to know. As for going to Wanhalu for dinner, you can go anytime. And now it is Wang Tianlai and Li Xuemei who are begging him. He didn't need to care about Wang Tianlai and Li Xuemei's feelings. This is the right of the strong. Turn on the system. Now the system's return multiplier is doubled. The current balance on his bank card. It shows 426,354,978 yuan. Look at this long list of numbers. William himself felt a little dizzy. More than 400 million. This was a number he had never dared to imagine before. Gurgle. William swallowed hard. He pinched her thigh hard. This may be a lifetime for an average person. No one can make that much money. And after he awakened the system, less than 5 days had passed. I used to worry about the monthly mortgage payments. Now, he has more than 400 million. It made him feel like he was in a dream. It's so unreal. Chapter 35. System upgrade again. After calming down the excitement in my heart, William's heart moved, and he turned on the system. God level income system. Level. LV4. Return multiple 4. Host William. Wealth. 426,354,978 yuan. Physique. 30 normal person 10. Spirit. 9 normal person 8. Number of draws available. 2. The system level has been upgraded to level 4. The return multiple has also reached 4 times. For every dollar he earns, the system will return $4 to him. From now on, money is really just a number to him. But this is not what William is most concerned about. Now he is more concerned about the lottery and the mall. Currently, there are 2 draws resulting from the upgrade. Open the sweepstakes purchase window. I found that except for the initial primary lottery, it can be purchased. The lucky draw has really started. However, the purchase amount of this mid-level lottery made William gasp. The amount of money required for each intermediate lottery draw. It actually costs 10 billion. Damn it. This price is too high, right? I just thought I was a rich man, but now the system has poured a bucket of cold water on me. His current wealth, not even a fraction of 10 billion was made up. I can't even make a mid-level lottery. His originally satisfied mood suddenly turned into a bit depressed. There's still a long way to go. He's still a poor man now. He still needs to work hard to make money. And if you can get such abnormal skills in the initial lottery, then what kind of good things will you get in the intermediate lottery? Just thinking about it makes people look forward to it. It's a pity that he doesn't have enough money now. As for the price of the advanced lottery, William couldn't even think about it. But apart from that, there is good news. That means the mall is open. He can buy the things inside. Open the store. Check the price of ginseng fruit inside. After seeing the price, William's eyes widened. Fuck, is this system sick? All I saw was the price marked underneath the ginseng fruit. It's also 10 billion. Meow. Who can afford this? And after eating this ginseng fruit, only 1 attribute point can be added. That is to say, 1 attribute point requires 10 billion. This is not worth it. William said he would rather starve to death. I won't buy this ginseng fruit either. And now he has used the genetic enhancement fluid. Physical strength has reached 30. Spirit also reached 9. There is no urgency for increasing attribute points. He has reached the current limit of ordinary human beings. There is only this one item in the store right now. The first product is so expensive. Will the subsequent products be more expensive? William closed the mall with some disappointment. Then look at the lottery page. The lottery is still the most friendly. It's also something he can afford. Everything else is too expensive. He still seems to be a poor guy. Start the lottery. The lottery page began to shake. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the advanced skill. Traditional Chinese medicine. Hope. William looked at this skill with some confusion. Chinese medicine Wang? Is it the Wang in Wang Wen Qianqi? Open the introduction of this skill. TCM. Observation. TCM has 4 methods. Observation, listening, questioning, and palpation. Observation is the most important one among them. It can observe the patient's physical health and qi. See this skill introduction. William's eyes widened. Can I observe the luck? He looked at the introduction in shock. Is the Chinese medicine's ability of observation so powerful? It is understandable that the patient's physical health condition can be observed. Observing one's luck is a bit metaphysical. Then this skill turned into a ray of light. Flooded William's mind. The knowledge about Chinese medicine, Wang, flooded into his mind. And learned directly. Still very skilled and familiar with it. It's like it's a natural ability. He knew immediately how to look at a person's physical condition. How to see a person's luck. Wait until all this knowledge has been digested. Only then did William realize the power of this skill. And observing a person's fortune is not metaphysics. Instead, we infer a person's fortune through his physical condition. A person's physical health can also be observed through the complexion of his appearance. Whatever is wrong with a person's internal body will manifest itself externally. It's just that people today have lost this knowledge. You can't judge a person's condition by his appearance. But there is a downside to this skill. You can't look at your own complexion. A doctor does not treat himself. He had absolutely no idea of his own health or luck. I opened the mirror and looked at it for a long time. I don't see anything unhealthy about myself. But it's only natural if you think about it. Because he had just taken the genetic enhancement fluid. My body has reached the limit of the ordinary human body. All the minor ailments in the body were also cured. So outwardly, he appears to be very healthy. This skill is really powerful. At certain critical moments, it can play a huge role. Even in normal times, you can pay attention to the health of your family or key people. We can remind them in time and get them treatment in time. Avoid making the condition worse, especially children. Some children are unable to describe physical pain at all. If you have this skill, you can tell at a glance what disease the child has. Too bad he's not a doctor. If it were a doctor, this skill is simply a magical skill. William looked forward to the next draw. I didn't expect to win such good things in these primary draws. Start the lottery. William draws the lottery again. Let's see what good stuff we can draw this time. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the intermediate singing skill. Singing skills? William was completely stunned when he saw this skill. How come this system has all kinds of skills? What does he need this singing skill for? He is not a singer. William was a little disappointed with the draw. Then he felt an itchy throat. Coughed a few times. He actually coughed up a mouthful of thick phlegm. After vomiting, my throat feels refreshed instantly. It tastes like mint. At the same time, I gain more knowledge about singing songs. It's all very professional knowledge. When I listened to those stars singing before, I just felt that they sounded nice. Now I know why they sound so good. Why sing like this? What kind of singing style was chosen? If he were asked to sing, what method would he choose? Everything became clear in my mind in an instant. William tried to sing a few lines of the song. Suddenly, I found that the songs he sang were very nice. No longer as unstable and trembling as before. The sound is very stable and rhythmic. He really sang with the feeling of a professional singer. Even William himself was shocked. After trying a few times, William has begun to like this skill. Because the songs they sang were really nice. It's no longer like before, when I couldn't sing with that feeling no matter how hard I tried. He has been training for a long time and has become a very mature professional singer. You can go back and sing songs as a kid. Then I planned to buy a few more lottery tickets. Just when William was planning to buy a few lottery tickets, the phone rang. It was Jessica calling. Chapter 36. Mother-in-law is coming. Honey, where are you? Jessica asked anxiously. I heard Jessica's tone was a little anxious. William immediately comforted her. What's wrong? What happened? Don't worry. Honey, my mom is coming. She's almost in Haiching. She'll be here at 11 o'clock tonight. And she asked us to pick her up. Okay then, let's go to the train station to pick her up, William said with a smile. Hear William's relaxed tone. Jessica still frowned. Hubby, my mom might be looking for trouble. There's something I didn't tell you before. People from my mom's village saw you selling breakfast on the overpass. So I took a video and sent it to my mom. My mom thought you weren't working in the office, but were lying to her. You were just selling breakfast. So her attitude might not be very good this time she comes, Jessica said cautiously. William was silent for a moment. It's okay. I'll explain it to her, honey, don't worry. William comforted Jessica. Besides, even if I sell breakfast, I can still make more money than writing code. The most important thing is that we have already received investment, so we don't need to worry about money at all. So, we don't have to be afraid. Besides, I have money now. If our mother wants to come, let her come. We can buy her whatever she wants, right? Let her stay in Haiching happily for a while, William said very easily. But Jessica refused. I'll take care of this, but I can't tell her to buy whatever she wants. If we spend all the money, how are we going to live in the future? My mom is a person who doesn't know how to spend money. If it weren't for my dad pulling her back, if it weren't for my dad being the housekeeper, she would have squandered all the money in the family. You can't spoil her. Hearing this, William smiled happily. With a wife like this, what more could a husband ask for? Okay, okay. My wife has the final say. Whatever you say, I'll do it. By the way, I'll transfer 1 million to your card first, so you can buy whatever you want. Okay. What? How much do you want to transfer to my card? Jessica asked, raising her voice instantly. 1 million. What's wrong? William asked with some confusion. Isn't this money invested in you by Daxing Technology Company? How dare you use it casually? Jessica asked worriedly. What will you do if someone comes looking for you in the end? There's no need to spend so much money. This time when she comes over, I'll just give her 10,000 or 20,000 yuan. Where does she get so much money to spend? You still have to help others do good things. Since they have invested in you, you have to make them get returns so that they will continue to invest next time. Don't ruin your reputation because of my mom. Jessica scolded angrily. Listen to these words. William felt more and more moved. Wife, in addition to the money they invested in me, I also made some money today. I wrote a software for them, and they paid me 10 million. William didn't dare to say too much. If he has more than 400 million now, I was really afraid of scaring Jessica. What? How much did you say? Jessica asked with her eyes wide open. 10 million. 10 million. What on earth did you do? Why did they give you so much money? Jessica asked a little scared. William's hair almost turned white from worrying about paying off his 20,000 yuan mortgage. Now say you made 10 million in one day. Who would believe it if I told them? Jessica was really scared. I always thought my husband had done something bad. Only then can you get so much money. Otherwise, why would people give him so much money? If only my husband had such great ability. It should have been revealed long ago. Why worry about mortgage? No, honey, don't worry. I'll tell you when I get back. Don't worry, I earned this money by myself. I didn't get it through any crime. You can ask Daxing Technology's CEO or their Vice President Li Xiumei later. They can both prove it. William said with a solemn oath. Listen to your husband's solemn words. Jessica was silent for a while. Okay, come back soon. I believe you. Good. Hang up the phone. Jessica walked around the room holding the phone. I was very worried. She really couldn't believe that her husband earned 10 million in one day. It's hard to believe that such a thing could happen to anyone. What kind of business can earn 10 million in a day? Even many business owners. You may not make 10 million a year. Jessica was extremely worried at the moment. Look at the lights outside. There was a look of reluctance in his eyes. Then turn on the computer. Find the route and possibility of running away. And thinking about what to do with the children. I thought my mom was coming soon. Maybe I can leave the child with my mother first. She can come back later and take care of the child. Send your husband out first. 10 million. How great a crime must one commit to obtain this? Jessica was worried that her husband would be shot if he was caught. But in the end, Jessica discovered that there were sky eyes everywhere in the city. Especially since my husband is still driving home now. There is basically no possibility of escape. Once the police really come, they can't even run away. But I recalled what my husband had promised me before. Did my husband really make 10 million in one day? Didn't wait long. William came back. Jessica saw that William was intact. Then I saw that there was no blood on his clothes. I felt relieved immediately. At least it's not a matter of murder and robbery. Even if you commit a crime, you should be able to see it again in this lifetime. Wife, I'm back. You really didn't do anything illegal or criminal? Jessica asked, looking at her husband worriedly. Really not. William smiled bitterly. Then he took out his phone. Call Wang Tianlai. I'm calling Wang Tianlai of Daxing Technology now. He's the CEO of Daxing Technology. I'll ask him to explain the situation to you. He gave me the money. Let him talk to you in person. The call was connected quickly. William turned on the speaker. Mr. Li, why are you calling so late? Is there anything I can help you with? Wang Tianlai asked very politely. Mr. Wang, I would like to trouble you to explain to me how I got the 10 million yuan. 10 million? Did he give more than 100 million? Then Wang Tianlai thought of William as previous situation. I immediately understood what William meant. Well, is my sister-in-law worried? Wang Tianlai asked with a laugh. Yeah, she's still worried if I'm robbing a bank. Ha! Sister-in-law, don't worry. This is the labor fee paid by my Daxing company to Mr. Li. It is Mr. Li's legitimate income, and it is not illegal. Wang Tianlai laughed into the phone. William also smiled and looked at his wife. Jessica looked at her husband and then at the phone. What did my husband do? Why do you want to give him so much money? Jessica asked worriedly. Chapter 37. I'm going to start showing off. Ah, sister-in-law, Mr. Lee has built a protection system for us to protect us from hacker attacks in the future. The value of this system is always more than 100 million. We also hired Mr. Lee as our security consultant with a salary of 500,000 per month. Hear this explanation. Jessica's mouth opened wide. She looked at her husband in disbelief. Sister-in-law, don't worry. This money came from a legitimate source and taxes have already been paid. I heard the tax has been paid. Jessica was completely relieved now. Okay. Thank you. I want to thank Mr. Lee for building such a good protection system for our company. Mr. Lee, is there anything I can help you with? Wang Tianlai asked politely. No more. Sorry to bother you. Don't disturb me. Mr. Lee is welcome to disturb me. Okay, if there's nothing else, I won't bother you too. If you need any help, call me immediately. Wang Tianlai said with a smile. Good. The phone call was hung up. Jessica still looked at her husband in shock. We have been together for so many years. Suddenly I felt that my husband was a little strange. How come he can make so much money all of a sudden? Why didn't it show up before? Have such strong ability? Why were you worried about your mortgage before? It seemed as if he could see his wife's worry. William explained helplessly. Wife, I didn't have the chance before, and the higher-ups didn't appreciate me. And even if I took it out, it wouldn't be worth much. Jessica thought so too. William's previous company, his supervisor and boss were not very humane. Treat employees like animals. I work overtime until after 11 o'clock or even after 1 o'clock every day. This is also called training employees. Jessica secretly cursed William's boss countless times. Wife, I know a lot more, but I just never had the chance to show it before. To explain the additional skills that will be added later. William took precautionary measures. He had wanted to explain the system to his wife. But now so many skills have been extracted. He really didn't know how to explain it. He didn't know how to explain 400 million. Not to mention the system. He was really afraid of scaring Jessica. When Jessica heard this, she rolled her eyes at William. He grabbed the soft flesh around Li Qingchuan's waist. Come on, tell me what else you can do. It will save me from being scared later. I almost thought I didn't recognize you. Jessica yelled viciously. This is to vent the excitement in my heart. It was so hard before. Suddenly there were more than 10 million. It really made her feel uncomfortable. It hurts. Wife, be gentle. I know a lot more like treating patients and singing, etc. You can also treat patients and sing? Jessica asked loudly. You also know that I like to read a lot of miscellaneous books. The older generation in my family also studied this before, so I learned some. Why didn't I know this before? I just know a little bit, but I'm embarrassed to show it off. Am I still learning? Snort. A little? How much do you know? Jessica increased her strength and asked viciously. It hurts. The two of them fought and played for a long time. Even have a big fight in the bedroom. Only then did Jessica accept the fact that William had more than 10 million. I looked at the time, and it was already 9 o'clock. Fortunately, Xiaohai went to attend a winter camp today, so they didn't need to pick him up. Otherwise, it would really be too late now. Then they both washed up. Just eat something. Slept for a while. At 10:30, I drove to the train station and waited. Are our parents here together? William asked. I don't know. From the way my mom spoke, it seemed like she was the only one involved. Jessica shook her head. Then wait. William took a deep breath. Then he held Jessica's hand and comforted her. It's okay. I'll take care of everything. Don't worry. And on the train, Lin Yulan listened to the announcement on the train. We will arrive in Haicheng soon. I was also very excited. The same goes for Wang Wenla next to her. Wang Wenla served Lin Yulan all the way. He is about to meet Jessica, who is dismissive of him, thinking about being able to be intimate with her in the future. Being able to hold Jessica under him made him feel angry. This is to humiliate Jessica severely. Let her look down on herself before. You must spend a lot of money on her. Tell this bitch clearly. Her choice was wrong. Tell her what she missed. You won't really marry Jessica this time. A woman who has given birth to a child. It's okay to have fun. If you marry a wife, then it won't be necessary. As for what I promised Lin Yulan, it can be fulfilled, but it also depends on whether her son Wang Hongyan has the ability to do so. If I don't have this ability, if he is fired, don't blame him. Spend a few $1,000s. Let your thoughts flow freely. For a millionaire like him, still very valuable. The train will be here soon. His heart became more and more hot. Arrange your clothes carefully. As soon as he appears, he will shock Jessica and her husband. Put Jessica and her husband to shame. Lin Yulan was also very satisfied with Wang Wenla. Wenla, behave well later. Make sure Jessica regrets it and leaves that man. Wang Wenla laughed out loud when he heard this. I felt a little contempt for Lin Yulan. How can a mother be like this? Bring others to break up my daughter's family. In his heart, he looked down upon Jessica's family even more. There is such a mother-in-law. Who dares to marry Jessica? I have a mother-in-law like this. Isn't this the worst possible luck? If he married Jessica, what if one day he didn't like Lin Yulan? Do you want to bring people to break him up as well? However, the smile on Wang Wenla's face was even brighter. He just came here to have some fun anyway. Jessica anyway. Lin Yulan's behavior at this moment was very much to his liking. Okay, this is what I am best at. Don't worry, Annie. He's a millionaire. When facing people whose monthly salary does not exceed 20,000. This sense of superiority, the powerful aura emanating from his body. Believe that once you go out, it will shock them. Annie, let me make a phone call and ask the car rental company to drive the car to the train station. I rented a Baoqi, which is a high-end car imported from abroad. It's very stable. You can take a seat later. Lin Yulan heard that it was a high-end car imported from abroad. The smile on his face became even brighter. Okay, then I'm going to experience it for myself later. Let me tell you, my loser's son-in-law actually bought a domestic car. Ouch! The shaking and the smell of the interior make me want to vomit. Lin Yulan said with a look of disgust. The people in the front couldn't stand listening any longer. Annie, there are good domestic cars too. The quality of domestic cars is not bad now. Hearing this, Lin Yulan immediately became angry. Like an angry lioness. I'm discussing with him the inferiority of domestically made cars. What does it have to do with you? I said that domestic cars are garbage. Why do you disagree? I just think imported cars are good. I just think Baoqi is good. What's wrong with you? The people in front saw Lin Yulan looking like she was throwing a tantrum. He immediately chose to retreat and keep the peace. Wang Wenla was also very embarrassed at this moment. The evaluation of Lin Yulan was lowered again. And now the train finally arrived. Lin Yulan cursed at the man again. Then he got off the car with Wang Wenla. Take out the phone and call Jessica. See where they are now? Wang Wenla also took out his phone. Call the rental car company. He's going to start showing off. Chapter 38. Chi. Jessica and William received a call. Immediately rushed to exit B as quickly as possible. Met Lin Yulan, but he found that there was a young man beside Lin Yulan. The two had a very pleasant conversation. When Jessica saw this person, her face suddenly became extremely ugly. And stopped. What's wrong? William asked. The man next to my mother is the villager who has been pestering me and wanted to marry me. Jessica said coldly. Now I heard that he opened a company, made a little money, and actually followed my mom here. William looked at Lin Yulan and the other person. Subconsciously used the traditional Chinese medicine skills. Suddenly, I saw that the person next to Lin Yulan was covered in the black aura of death. Even the white aura above Lin Yulan's head at this moment. It is also tainted with a hint of gray. There are also signs of gradual darkening. This immediately made William's expression change. He looked at the others. It was found that the aura of healthy people is white. If there are any parts that are unhealthy, it will turn into cyan or gray. Black seems to be the worst. He looked at his wife's body. Except for a little red on the stomach, the rest was normal white. This immediately made him feel relieved. At the same time, he secretly paid attention to nourishing his wife's stomach. Then he quickly looked at his wife. Wife, quickly remind mom to leave that person. He is sick and it is a contagious disease. He could die at any time. Tell mom to leave quickly, or you might get infected. Are you sick? Jessica looked at her husband in confusion. William nodded. Didn't you notice that the person opposite you has a lot of herpes on his face, hands, and even neck? Jessica nodded. It was indeed discovered that Wang Wenla had a lot of herpes on his body. Then Jessica thought of a terrible disease. She turned and looked at her husband with some horror. Could it be that he has AIDS? Jessica asked in a bit of horror. William nodded. It's very likely. William's eyes saw that the other person's body was covered with black aura. It's most likely AIDS. The entire body's immune system is damaged, and there was no timely treatment. We'll be infected with such a terrifying atmosphere. Come on, let's go over there and don't touch each other's hands. William ordered. Good. When Lin Yulan saw Jessica and William, The face that was talking and smiling just now, it suddenly became dark. Mom! Mom! William also shouted. Mom, let's go outside. My car is outside. I bought a lot of your favorite dishes. Let's go home. Jessica said with a smile. Hey, Jessica, this is your fault. Annie just arrived in Haicheng. How can I go home for dinner? Wang Wenla, who was beside Lin Yulan, said with a smile. Now that we've arrived in Haicheng, we should first try the local specialties. I've reserved a table at Wanhalu. Let's go to Wanhalu to eat seafood together later. That's right. That's right. Lin Yulan agreed with a smile. Jessica sighed and shook her head. But then I remembered that my mother had never been to Wana building. There really wasn't such a condition before. But now they have the conditions. Since Mom wants to go, then go ahead. Okay, then let's get in the car first. No need. One let's call the car over. I'll go with him later. Your car is too crowded. Lin Yulan shook her head. She never looked at William from beginning to end. It was as if William was treated as a piece of air. The same is true for Wang Wenla. Just said hello to Jessica. At this moment, a Baochi stopped beside them. Jessica, our car is here. Let's go together. Wang Wenla looked at his younger sister, Mei, and invited her. Yes, come up together. We haven't talked to each other for a long time. Lin Yulan also invited. This is a Baochi, the car that Wenla ordered. You don't have many opportunities to ride in this kind of car. Lin Yulan said with a smile. This made Jessica blush. I want to find a crack in the ground to crawl into. I don't need it. You guys take a seat. Hubby, let's go to Wana Building. Good. Soon a group of people arrived at Wana Building. Wanhalu is a relatively famous large hotel in Haicheng. The minimum consumption is 5,000 yuan. So all the cars parked in the underground parking lot are luxury cars. Ordinary working class people simply don't dare to come here. One meal costs a month's salary. When William drove in here in a Mazda, everyone feels like an alien. But Wang Wenla drove slowly and let William follow behind him. It's as if he wants everyone to see clearly. The car Wang Wenla drives is just a Mazda. Jessica also saw Wang Wenla's vicious intentions at this moment. Honey, let's go buy a luxury car soon and blind his eyes. Jessica said viciously. Okay, you can buy whatever you want. William nodded. After parking the car, followed Wang Wenla upstairs. Jessica, Annie, you have been in Haicheng for so long. You probably haven't been here before. The minimum consumption here is 5,000 yuan, and I have ordered a package for 8,000 yuan. Wait a moment and have a good taste of the food here. Wang Wenla looked at Jessica and said with a smile. It seems that being able to have a meal at Wanhalu is a great thing. Wow, so expensive. Lin Yulan exclaimed when she heard that the meal cost 8,000 yuan. Ha, yes, this place is high-end. Wang Wenla smiled even more happily. Then I'll have to taste it carefully later. I've never had such an expensive meal before. Neither Jessica nor William spoke. Wang Wenla thought that the two of them were too restrained and self-deprecating in such an occasion. So I didn't dare to speak. He laughed even more happily. I feel that my aura can suppress both of them. But he didn't know that Jessica and William just felt very embarrassed at the moment. If they only have 20,000 yuan on them, then in such occasions, one will indeed feel restrained and inferior. But they are now worth at least tens of millions. This is a place where you can really eat whatever you want, just like eating at a roadside stall. So they really didn't have any big feelings about Wang Wenla, because they know they can afford it. So Wang Wenla looked like a clown in their eyes at this moment. One just came into town, a clown in desperate need of performance. Jessica and William looked at each other, both with a wry smile in their eyes. It's okay, Annie, just eat later. If you're not satisfied, you can always call for more. Wang Wenla waved his hand very generously. Especially Jessica and brother. You probably don't get to come here often. I'm going to taste it carefully later. Wang Wenla looked at Jessica and William, said condescendingly. William smiled bitterly and nodded. Okay, then let me taste it later. Soon they entered the private room. Jessica and William were a step slower. Husband, will I be infected if I eat with him? William shook his head. Not during meals, as long as there is no blood contact. Jessica then nodded, walked in together. After ordering the food came out quickly, but I found a set meal of 8,000 yuan. The portions were really small. It just looks very delicate. The taste is really good too. The various dishes are indeed famous dishes. Abalone and lobster are the most common. The portion is just too small. Chapter 39. Can you get it? Is the portion so small? Jessica couldn't help but ask. The service staff next to me explained patiently. Miss, this is how our portions are here. Our dishes are carefully selected. For example, this fish was shipped from South Africa by us and had to be airlifted all the way to keep it fresh. Like this lobster, it was shipped from Australia. This beef was shipped from Sakura country, and we have to ensure the freshest ingredients along the way. And we hired the best 5-star chefs to make it, so the price will be a bit higher. Besides, you ordered the 8,000 yuan set meal, so the portion will be smaller if you want to add more. We recommend choosing the 30,000 yuan set meal, which has more portions. This is also the best set meal we sell here. I heard that the meal costs 30,000 yuan. Lin Yulan exclaimed suddenly. So, expensive? The waiter kept smiling elegantly. Jessica also swallowed hard. 30,000 yuan for a meal. One meal costs someone else's year's salary. Wang Wenla saw Jessica's shocked face. I felt extremely happy and proud. Although 30,000 yuan is a bit painful for him. It feels a bit unworthy. But that's all? So Wang Wenla waved his hand very generously. That's fine. Then I'll order another 30,000 yuan meal. This way we can have enough food, and everyone can enjoy it without worry. What's the best meal you have? William interrupted. The best set meal is the 500,000 yuan reunion set meal, which comes with all the side dishes. The waiter explained patiently. Why don't you just give me the happy ending one and not the 30,000 yuan one? As soon as these words came out, Wang Wenla was choked by the tea. William angrily. You ordered something so expensive, will you pay for it later? Let him spend 20 or 30,000 to please Jessica, especially showing her superiority in front of her husband. It made Wang Wenla feel very present, and they're willing to spend the money. Tell Jessica. Her choice was wrong. What a mistake it was not to choose him in the first place. But it cost 5 or 600,000 just to have a meal. Wang Wenla couldn't bear it anymore. All the liquid funds of his company added up. Maybe it's less than 500,000 or 600,000. One meal destroyed the company. No one can bear it. That's right. If you don't understand, don't click randomly. If you don't have money, just stand aside. Lin Yulan also scolded. When she saw Wang Wenla was angry, she also became angry. Afraid that Wang Wenla hates Jessica. Waiter, let's just order the 30,000 yuan one. Don't listen to his nonsense. Lin Yulan stood up and looked at the waiter. It's okay, click. William also waved. Come together. Each of us will do our own thing. Are you crazy? This is 500,000. Wang Wenla looked at William with some sarcasm. It's not 50,000 nor 5,000. With your salary, even if you don't eat or drink, it will take you 2 or 3 years to earn this much money. Are you sure you want to go for the 500,000 yuan package? Everyone looked at William. Go ahead. William smiled. Since you're here, let's eat to our heart's content. The 8,000 or 30,000 set meals are the most basic ones, and they are not satisfying to eat. Hearing this, Wang Wenla's face changed instantly. Isn't this a hint at him? Looking at William's extremely calm face, Wang Wenla laughed in anger. Okay. Then I'll take advantage of Mr. Li today and have a 500,000 yuan meal. But let me make this clear first. I won't help you pay for the 500,000 yuan. You have to pay for it yourself. William, with a mocking expression. Can a loser like you come up with 500,000 yuan? Jessica, you're going to marry a loser like this? Is this the life you want? You just pretend to be something here and try to attract attention. Mom, if you don't speak, no one will think you are dumb. Jessica said coldly. At this moment, she was really disappointed in her mother. She knew why her mother cared so much about Wang Wenla. It's all because of my younger brother Wang Hongyun. Wang Hongyun is lazy and has a bad temper, and his reputation is already bad in his hometown. No one wants him to do anything anymore. Now I just lie at home and rely on my parents for support. I originally wanted to come to Haicheng to live off my parents. She rejected it. Now she's going to be sold. Then Wang Wenla's company might take in her brother. He actually brought Wang Wenla here directly. In front of her husband, she held Wang Wenla's face. Step on your husband's face. Why should she give face to her mother? Lin Yulan was shocked to see Jessica being so indifferent. He was so angry that he stood up and wanted to hit her. Do you still see me as your mother? Jessica sneered and turned away. I don't want to see my mother anymore. Jessica, how could you do this to your mom? Wang Wenla was also adding fuel to the fire. What's it got to do with you? Jessica yelled. Don't I care about you? Let's not talk about whether you can come up with the 500,000 yuan. Even if you can. If your husband pays this 500,000, how will you live in the future? Think about your children, your mortgage, your car loan. If you don't have the ability, don't try to be brave. The waiter was waiting patiently by the side. It's also a warm reminder. Sir, if you want to order the 500,000 package, you need to swipe your card in advance. When do you need it? Did you hear that? You can't just go in if you want to. You have to pay first. Wang Wenla looked at William with a joking expression. It's okay. I'll pay for it. Waiter, please bring the card machine to swipe the card. William looked at the waiter. Good. Ha, still pretending? Wang Wenla was amused by William's behavior. The card machine is here. If I can't swipe it, it will be a joke. It's none of your business if it makes a fool of yourself. Jessica snorted coldly. Lin Yulan looked at them with a look that said, there's no hope for you. You two are really crazy. I want to see how you guys end this later. Wait a minute. Don't tell me you know us. I don't have a daughter like you. Wenla, let's go with the 30,000 yuan one first. We'll eat ours and let them eat the 500,000 yuan one. Lin Yulan said to Wang Wenla. Good. Wang Wenla clapped his hands and praised when he heard this. Annie, this is a great suggestion. I'll ask them to pay 30,000 yuan myself. Just take 500,000 for the two of you. Okay. William nodded with a smile. Wang Wenla asked the waiter to serve a set meal worth 30,000 yuan. William and his wife with an expression that seemed to be enjoying a good show. Lin Yulan and Wang Wenla also sat at the same table. She looked at her daughter with a look of disappointment, thinking hatefully in my heart, still being stubborn. Wait and see how you end up. You will regret it soon. There are times when you cry. Snort. Jessica looked at her mother's eyes. You don't have to think to know what the mother is thinking. Why can't a mother think about making her daughter's life better? Chapter 40. I didn't ask you to come over to eat. Soon, Wang Wenla's 30,000 yuan package arrived. They sat over there at the table. He started to eat with relish, making smacking sounds. While eating, he looked up at William and his wife. This is really delicious, Jessica. Do you want to try it? Same to you. As long as you kneel down and kowtow to me, you can also sit at this table. Wang Wenla looked down at William. No, just eat it yourself. Just at this moment, the waiter came in with a card machine. Come to William's side. Sir, you can swipe your card now. Good. William handed over his card. Can you brush that out? Wang Wenla sneered. Lean over and look. Don't worry about it. Just brush it. Good. The waiter started swiping the card. Neither Wang Wenla nor Lin Yulan had any appetite at the moment. All eyes are looking this way. They wanted to see whether William's card could be swiped. If you can't brush it out, so how will he end up? The waiter swiped the card in an orderly manner. Sir, please enter the password. William took the card machine and started entering his password. Wang Wenla and Lin Yulan saw this scene. They couldn't help but stand up and walk over to watch. Hey, I've already started entering the password. Can I still swipe it out? Wang Wenla teased jokingly. I don't think you will turn back until you hit the wall, Lin Yulan said with a sneer. Both of them looked like they were enjoying a good show. Looking at the card machine in the waiter's hand, they were certain that William's card would not be able to be used to pay. It is definitely not enough for 500,000. Lin Yulan told him this before. William sells breakfast on the overpass. I am overwhelmed by the mortgage and car loan every month. How could there be 500,000 yuan of spare money? Even if it's him, take out 500,000 to eat. I can't bear it either. What's more, William is just a wage earner. Spent 500,000. Don't you want to go through the latter part? Ding. Card swiping successful. The card swipe machine has started to print out card swipe receipts. The waiter also smiled even more brightly at this moment. This is their big customer. Not many people can afford a package worth 500,000 yuan. Sir, this is your transaction receipt. The meal will be served to you right away. And we have other promotions, all of which are free for you. Professional service staff will explain them to you later. In addition, we will make a Wanhalu exclusive silver card for you. From now on, when you come to Wanhalu for shopping, you will get a 12% discount on all purchases. In addition, Wana Building will reserve an exclusive parking space for you. As long as you come, there will always be a parking space. Also, since you are a silver card customer, you can order freely. You don't have to follow the set menu. As long as you specify the dish, we will do our best to make it. As a silver card customer, Wana Building has also reserved a room for you. This is a free presidential suite. You can bring someone to stay here at any time. It is valid for 1 month. There are more services, and there will be dedicated waiters to provide you with them. Enjoy your meal. The waiter bowed deeply to William. Then he stepped out. But Lin Yulan and Wang Wenla were stunned at this moment. Eyes widened. William in great shock. 500,000. 500,000 yuan was actually swiped from this card. How is this possible? He is a wage earner. How is it possible to have 500,000? This is impossible. How could you have 500,000? Wang Wenla jumped to his feet and roared. How could he have 500,000? How can he have 500,000? He doesn't even have 500,000 yuan on him now. How did William get 500,000? Wang Wenla widened his eyes and looked at William. Yes. How did you get 500,000? Lin Yulan also yelled along. She found it hard to accept that William had become a rich man. Why can't I have 500,000? William looked at them with a sneer. You must have borrowed this, right? You're borrowing from a loan shark, right? Wang Wenla stared at William. And I see through you. Look. Jessica, you're going to marry someone like this? You actually borrowed money from a loan shark just to show off in front of me? Don't you want to think about how you're going to live in the future? Spending $500,000 on a meal is not something you should be able to spend. You guys won't celebrate anymore? He waited for William to look flustered. He was really looking forward to William nodding his head the next moment. Acknowledge that your money is borrowed. William smiled coldly. He turned around and looked at the waiter who was serving them. Can I recharge my silver card? Sir, of course you can recharge. The waiter replied very respectfully. And since you are a silver card customer, you will get extra gifts when you top up. If you top up 500,000, you will get 300,000 as a gift. If you top up 1 million, you will get 500,000 in cash as a gift. The more you charge, the more you get. I heard William ask this question. Wang Wenla had a very bad premonition in his heart. Okay, then recharge me 1 million. I might eat here more often in the future. It will be more convenient after recharging. Okay, thank you, sir, for affirming our store. I'll ask the manager to help you with this. After the waiter left, Wang Wenla and Lin Yulan were stunned where they were. William in confusion. He also needs to top up another 1 million. That means he has more than just 500,000. Not even just 1.5 million. He had more money on him. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so easy to recharge. When I think of this possibility, both of them were trembling a little. Gurgle. Wang Wenla couldn't help swallowing. Look back at Lin Yulan. Didn't you say he was a breakfast seller? Lin Yulan was also confused at this moment. She had clearly seen William selling breakfast before. How can there be so much money now? Where did he get the money? Wang Wenla saw William and Jessica eating with relish. Look at the food on your plate. Smell the fragrance coming from here. I couldn't stop swallowing my saliva. Both Wang Wenla and Lin Yulan wanted to get clarification. Why does William have so much money? Where does his money come from? What exactly does he do? Doubts arose in their minds. Each wanted the other to ask. After knowing that William had so much money, they were all restrained at this moment. I will never dare to mock and be as presumptuous as before. In the end, after the two of them pushed and shoved each other, it was Lin Yulan who stood up. Lin Yulan stepped forward somewhat embarrassedly. Force a smile on your face. William ingratiatingly. William, how do you have so much money? William looked up. Mom, why are you asking so many questions? This dish is delicious. Come and try it. Hearing this, Lin Yulan felt relieved. There is even a feeling of excitement in my heart. He responded with some excitement. Hey, good. Lin Yulan quickly pulled out a chair, sat down carefully next to Jessica with a flattering smile. Wang Wenla saw this scene. He also hurried forward with a smile. I want to pull out a chair and sit down. But the chair he wanted to pull was pushed to the ground by William. He couldn't pull it even if he wanted to. William in a daze. William looked at Wang Wenla with a joking expression. I asked my mom to come over to eat, but I didn't call you. Chapter 41, shocked again. These words immediately made Wang Wenla stand there in a daze. It seems very embarrassing. William angrily. It's just a few bucks, isn't it? What's so great about you? It's not like he's worth hundreds of millions. It's just over 1 million. As if no one can afford it? Wang Wenla looked at William with a sneer on his face. It was as if he could really come up with millions. It's not like he hasn't seen people who can come up with millions. He has seen a lot. And I'm not really afraid of these people, because he is not too far from this level. What if William had some adventure? It's just getting rich quickly. I guess he doesn't have many connections in Haicheng. Otherwise, why would they sell breakfast on the overpass? Just having money is not enough to scare people. Only the powerful ones. And he also has a huge network of contacts. That will make people afraid. Then can you take it out? Jessica asked with a smile. Of course I can afford it, but I won't spend the money on this meal. It's simply paying an IQ tax. Look at these dishes. Their total value is no more than 50,000, but they are selling them to you for 500,000. Isn't this simply a tax on your IQ? Only people like you who have suddenly become rich and have never seen the world would order a set meal like this. For us, 30,000 is enough. That's why the 30,000 yuan package here sells the best. Wang Wenla smiled coldly, looking very superior. Although he guessed the package was 30,000, maybe it is the best-selling product because of its affordable price. But that didn't stop him from making up stories. Anyway, he guessed that William had never been exposed to this level. And the more he made up the story, the more he believed it in his heart. Just when he wanted to continue teasing William, the door of the box was opened. Who said that a 500,000 yuan package is a waste of money? A tall, middle-aged man with a majestic aura walked in from outside. He asked, staring at Wang Wenla with his bright eyes. The overwhelming momentum immediately suppressed Wang Wenla. His eyes were somewhat evasive. I didn't dare look directly at the man who came in. At this time, Wang Wenla himself realized that he was being suppressed. She shouted unwillingly, "Isn't this just paying an IQ tax?" The tall man raised his wine glass and looked Wang Wenla up and down. After looking around the box, the tall man glanced at Wang Wenla. Look at William sitting in the middle. He took 2 steps forward and greeted him with a smile. "Is this Mr. Lee, who just became our silver card customer?" Wang Wenla saw that the tall man ignored him. His face suddenly turned purple, extremely gloomy. There was a sinister look in his eyes. When I heard what the man said, his eyes suddenly shrank and the dangerous look disappeared immediately. The whole person bent his back with great effort. Try to narrow your goals and reduce your presence. He had heard of Wanhalu and Haicheng even though he was in Kongjiang County, a small 4th or 5th-tier county. And the man in front of me, it is very likely that he is a senior executive of Wanha Building. This made Wang Wenla a little scared. I dare not offend the people in Wanha Building. He had heard about the horror of Wanha Building and some legends about Wanha Building. Wanha Building has been open since the reform and opening up to the present day, and it has become one of the most famous buildings. The price has always been this high. It can continue forever. The water behind this is too deep. It made Wang Wenla feel daunted. William saw the man and greeted him. Also smiled. "It's me. Who are you?" William looked at the man in confusion. "I'm Robin, the person in charge of Wanha Building." Robin held out a hand and looked towards William. William stood up quickly. "Hello, hello. Ha, bro, congratulations on becoming a silver card customer of Wanha Building. By the way, who is this?" Robin asked, pointing at Wang Wenla. Robin was seen pointing at him. Wang Wenla's whole body suddenly tensed up and his scalp went numb. William and Lin Yulan with a pleading look. Lin Yulan didn't dare to blast at all at this moment. Faced with such a huge momentum, Lin Yulan is like a well-behaved quail. He sat there obediently, looking down at the dish. Like a lady. It was impossible to speak to Wang Wenla. William saw Wang Wenla's gaze. A contemptuous smile. "Someone from my hometown whom I just met." After hearing this, I looked at the situation on the scene. Robin knew what was going on. Just now this friend said that the 500,000 yuan package is just paying an IQ tax. My friend, if Wanhalu only relied on defrauding people to make money, it would have closed down long ago. Wang Wenla was so frightened that he took 2 steps back. He swallowed saliva hard. If the 500,000 yuan meal plan is just a waste of money, then there won't be so many people ordering this meal plan. The reason why Wanhalu has been open for so long and the 500,000 yuan set meal is so popular is that many people still order it today. That's because, as long as you order our 500,000 yuan package, we will invite people who ordered the 500,000 yuan package to join our Wanhalu Association. Robin said as he looked at everyone with a smile on his face. "I came here this time to give Mr. Lee a membership card. Next time, we will hold various industry exchange meetings at Wanha Building. Mr. Lee can participate in the exchange meetings with his membership card. All the participants in the exchange meeting are famous entrepreneurs in Haicheng, or top entrepreneurs from other places. They gather here to discuss various industry information. Sir, do you still think that the 500,000 yuan package is a waste of money?" Robin looked at Wang Wenla with a smile. Wang Wenla's face is pale now. I saw Robin looking over. They were all frightened and took a few steps back. I almost screamed out loud. Robin was heard asking. Wang Wenla was so frightened that he was speechless. "No, I'm not paying the IQ tax. It's me. I'm misunderstood. I'm sorry." Wang Wenla bowed to Robin. "I'm sorry, it's my fault." "Ha, you shouldn't apologize to me. You should apologize to Mr. Lee. Your remarks have affected Mr. Lee's mood for dining." Robin stared at Wang Wenla with sharp eyes. Wang Wenla was so scared that he couldn't even breathe. Cold sweat began to appear on my forehead. Hear Robin's words at this moment. He swallowed a mouthful of saliva. William with some difficulty. William, I'm sorry. I am too ignorant. Please forgive me. Wang Wenla bowed to William. I felt extremely humiliated. A worthless piece of trash in his mind. At this moment, he was forced to bow and apologize to the other party. But he just had no way out. It made his face twisted, and he still had to pray that the other party would really forgive him. Don't dwell on his mistakes anymore. Otherwise, it would be really difficult for him to get out of Wana building. Even if I walk out, it might be sad later. Whether the company can continue to operate is a question. Lin Yulan looked at Wang Wenla in shock. Then he turned and looked at his son-in-law in shock. This scene brought a huge impact on her psychology. In her heart, Wang Wenla is a rich man. It's the upper class. William is a wage earner. They are the objects of exploitation. Just a poor person, even a piece of garbage. But now, in her eyes, the upper class. At this moment, she actually bowed and humbly begged for forgiveness from the garbage in her eyes. She couldn't accept this reality for a while. His eyes were wide open. Open its little mouth wide enough to fit an egg. Staring blankly at Wang Wenla, who was bowing. Chapter 42. Encounter with Wang Tianlai. Mr. Li, are you satisfied with my approach? Robin asked with a smile. William nervously. I hope William will nod and forgive him. Otherwise, he would be in real trouble today. They slandered Wanha building, and they slandered Wanha building within the building itself. Just thinking about it made him want to slap himself twice. Why didn't you think before you said this? William expectantly. William looked at Wang Wenla coldly. Wang Wenla was so shocked that he broke out in a cold sweat and his legs were shaking. I almost couldn't stand. William nodded slowly. Satisfied, let him go. Call. Hearing that William was willing to let him go, Wang Wenla let out a long sigh of relief and his body relaxed. But once I relaxed, I really couldn't stand steadily. He was already bending over to bow, and his legs went limp. Just kneel down on the ground. This immediately stunned everyone. Lin Yulan felt a little reluctant as she watched. Jessica turned her head away. William frowned. Wang Wenla, there's no need to do this. You can leave now. This immediately made Wang Wenla's face turn red, almost turning purple. He didn't really want to kneel down. Robin was also confused by Wang Wenla's kneeling. You can go now. Be careful with your words and actions in the future. Think twice before you speak. Robin waved. Yes, yes. Thank you both for your generosity. Wang Wenla quickly got up, smiled apologetically, and walked out with his back bent. The way he looks, too humble. Lin Yulan felt mixed emotions. She really didn't expect it. Things turn out to be like this. The son-in-law, who was originally a humble and lowly person, unexpectedly became a top figure in Haicheng. Wang Wenla was originally an upper-class person in her eyes. But at this moment, I feel so humble. You have to kneel down and beg for forgiveness. He looked again at William, who was sitting there with a calm expression. A feeling of regret welled up in my heart. They are all Wang Tsuelan. If it weren't for Wang Tsuelan shooting that video, how could she misunderstand her son-in-law? How could he say such nonsense in public? As a result, it is very difficult to make a comeback now. If it wasn't for Jessica's sake, maybe she will be kicked out like Wang Wenla. Think of this. Lin Yulan became even more restrained. There is no longer the harshness and boldness as before. Seeing Lin Yulan so restrained and cautious, Jessica felt a little reluctant, but I feel strangely refreshed. Her mother always looked down on her. I think a man like him is a coward. But what now? William, who looked calm. Jessica felt like William was glowing at this moment. The look in his eyes when he looked at William was almost dripping with tears. Robin saw the state of these two people. I smiled slightly in my heart. This is the effect he wanted. You can order a set meal worth 500,000. This shows that William is another rising rich man. I have so much extra money, regardless of background or power. You have to invest first and try it out. What if there is a big development in the future? Mr. Li, may I move? We will process your membership formalities first and record your facial information. Next time, you just need to come over. You can pass all the levels. Robin asked, smiling beside him. Okay. Jessica, Mom, you guys eat here first. I'll be right back. Okay. Go ahead. Go get busy. Jessica quickly stood up. Lin Yulan could only nod cautiously. I dare not express any other opinions at all. William followed Robin to the VIP service room. I just walked out the door a short distance. Then he heard someone calling his name. Mr. William Lee? William turned his head away. It turned out to be Wang Tianlai. Boss Wang. William suddenly felt a little embarrassed. Originally, Wang Tianlai wanted to invite him to dinner here, but he didn't agree. But now it appears here again. Mr. Wang, I'm sorry. I'm here with my wife and mother-in-law this time. Hearing this, Wang Tianlai was shocked. I should be the one to say sorry. I didn't ask clearly when I invited you before. Wang Tianlai shook his hands repeatedly. He took 2 steps forward eagerly and spoke very enthusiastically. This scared Robin, who was watching nearby. Originally, he thought William only knew Wang Tianlai, or an employee of Wang Tianlai's company, and he just got William's information. I found out that William was just a programmer before, just suddenly became rich. It seems to be related to Wang Tianlai. Now I see Wang Tianlai is so enthusiastic towards William. I couldn't help but look back and forth between the two of them. It seems that this William has some kind of ability. Wang Tianlai attaches great importance to it. Then I thought of the accident that happened to Wang Tianlai's company, combined with William's previous career. His eyes suddenly became very hot when he looked at William. Could it be that William was the one who helped Daxing Technology Company out of its difficulties behind the scenes? Otherwise, it would be difficult to explain why William is so valued by Wang Tianlai. It is also difficult to explain why William suddenly had so much more money. Robin was a little careless at first. At this moment, I have changed my plan on how to treat William. William the same way as before. William must be raised to the same level as Wang Tianlai, or surpass Wang Tianlai's level. This kind of person has special abilities. For a place like Wana Building where information flows, especially precious. William is hand very enthusiastically. It's absolutely true. We actually met. It must be fate. I must treat you to a meal. Boss Luo, give this brother of mine a package worth 500,000 yuan. Wang Tianlai turned and looked at Robin. Robin became more and more aware of William's importance. Boss Wang, I've already given you a package worth 500,000. William in surprise. Then thought of the reward William received. Another relieved smile. Alas, why did you pay so early? Next time you eat here, you don't have to pay. Just tell me your name and put it on my account. William seriously saw William wanted to refuse. Wang Tianlai patted William's arm. Don't refuse. This is the company's normal PR expense. If you don't use it, it will be a bargain for others. William then nodded. Mr. Luo, please make a note for me later. From now on, whenever Mr. Lee comes, it will be put on my account. Robin smiled and nodded. Okay, since you've already paid, then I must go and toast my brother-in-law and aunt with a glass of wine. Mr. Luo asked me to record my facial information and said that I wanted to join the Wana Building Association. William looked at Wang Tianlai and asked, Mr. Luo, do you really need Mr. Lee to make a trip for such a small matter? Just take a picture, and that will be enough. I guarantee you. What are you afraid of? Robin quickly apologized and admitted his mistake with a smile. Mr. Lee, it's my fault. Let's take a photo, and I'll handle the whole process. I'll send it to you when you leave. Robin looked at William with more sincerity than before. William looked at Robin in surprise. Then he looked at Wang Tianlai. Then I understood the whole story. Robin must have seen how much respect Wang Tianlai had for him. Hence the 2 different attitudes. It was just business as usual before. Now there is a little more respect. This made William feel deeply moved. He shook his head secretly, but there was a smile on his face. Okay, thank you, Mr. Luo. Chapter 43. Mom was wrong. Looking at William's formulaic smile. Robin also knew that he had offended William unknowingly just now. I suddenly felt some regret, but it was too late now. Mr. Lee, I didn't recognize you just now. I didn't know you were here. I was negligent. William very sincerely. This is your first time at Wanaloo, so I'll make the decision. I'll give you a free meal and put the 500,000 yuan on your card, so you can use it anytime. In addition, I will give you a bottle of Lafite red wine worth 500,000 yuan. I hope Mr. Lee can forgive my previous neglect. William turned and looked at Robin's sincere expression. Suddenly he laughed. In this world of fame and fortune, you have the strength. Others will respect you. If you don't have the strength, or they didn't show the strength they should have, others will look down on you. What Robin did before was not wrong. Even he has done well. Before I knew he was very powerful. Still helped him solve the problem of Wang Wenla. And always polite. After knowing that he has the ability, and timely remedies were taken, he was given a free meal and a bottle of wine worth 500,000 yuan. Ordinary people simply don't have such courage. Robin could be the manager of Manhwa building. It really is extraordinary. The gap between people is really big. Sometimes the gap is even greater than that between humans and dogs. Mr. Luo, you are too polite. No, I didn't do it well enough. I apologize to Mr. Lee here. It's just a small gift, but it's not a sign of respect. Please accept it, Mr. Lee. Haha, okay. William nodded. He knew that he had to accept this apology. If you don't collect it, that would be equivalent to not giving face. It was equivalent to Robin completely offending him. That would be a bit troublesome. Really? I heard William accepted it. Robin's smile widened. Even Wang Tianlai, who was standing by, laughed. He was really afraid that William was not sensible. Directly rejected Robin's kindness. He knew how terrifying Robin was. Robin's ability is recognized by everyone as he was pushed to the forefront by Manhwa building. For a moment, the atmosphere was very harmonious. Mr. Lee, to express my apology, I will join Mr. Wang in toasting you with a glass of wine in the private room. At the same time, it also helps calm my aunt and my younger siblings. Let's go. Wang Tianlai laughed, pulling William towards the box. William was helpless. I could only take them to the box. Robin was in the back, secretly directing the waiter to deliver a few dishes to this box. And inside the box, after William left, the atmosphere became cold. The mother and daughter should have been able to talk about anything. At this moment, it feels like the most familiar stranger. Awkward atmosphere. This made Lin Yulan feel a little uneasy, looked indifferent. Jessica lowered her head and concentrated on eating. Lin Yulan's heart trembled again. Then she looked up. I wanted to speak several times, but no words came out. She still wanted to wait for her daughter to speak. It just disappointed her. Jessica ate her food and drank her tea by herself. I'm too lazy to pay attention to her. Lin Yulan also knew it. This time it really hurt my daughter's heart. She brought a man with her and joined forces with outsiders to break up her daughter's family. It's really too much. But how could she know that William was so awesome at that time? If only I had known this earlier. How could she do such a thing? Lin Yulan was filled with regret at this moment. But it was too late. Lin Yulan couldn't stand the awkward atmosphere anymore. Look up. Jessica, with great frustration. Jessica, Mom was wrong before. It's true that what I did was wrong, but I did it for your brother. Your brother can't stay at home all the time. He always has to go out to work, but now no one is willing to take him in. Only Wang Wenla is willing to take him in. I have no choice. Jessica looked at her mother coldly. Hearing this, he sneered with disdain. No way? There is no other choice but to sell her. What do you take her for? A piece of cargo that can be easily discarded? Or a slave who can be valued? He actually brought Wang Wenla here to expose his own family. I want to climb into Wang Wenla's bed. Hasn't she ever thought about it? If I divorced William and climbed into Wang Wenla's bed, what kind of life will you live in the future? Will Wang Wenla really be able to live with me for a long time? Besides, Wang Wenla's health is not good. William has already said it. Wang Wenla has AIDS. If I climbed onto Wang Wenla's bed, then she would also get AIDS. Her mother is pushing her into the fire. If William wasn't so awesome, they must be really overwhelmed now. She knew Wang Wenla very well. That's a rich rogue. If my husband is still working like before, now all jobs will be lost. Then I won't be able to pay off my mortgage and car loan. This family will fall apart. Although life was hard before, but with a husband and children, there is still hope in life. If we get divorced, then there is absolutely no hope. But Lin Yulan may not have thought about this problem at all. She may always only think about her son, Wang Hongyun. My daughter is a cheap commodity that can be sold at any time. Regarding Lin Yulan's crying at this moment, Jessica didn't want to pay any attention. Go back and don't come here again. I will give you 2,000 yuan every month. Apart from that, don't even think about taking a penny from us. Jessica, hear Jessica say this. Lin Yulan was really panicked. Jessica raised her hand to interrupt Lin Yulan. Hear me out. Don't bother me about Wang Hongyun's affairs. That has nothing to do with me. The reason why he became like this is because of you. Then you will have to bear the consequences. Jessica, how can you say that? He is your brother after all. That's your son. It has nothing to do with me. I'm tired of his laziness and his taking money for granted. If you want to keep him, keep him. If you don't want to keep him, kick him out. I won't keep him. I've given enough to my family over the years. I'll give you 2,000 a month now, as a token of my gratitude for your upbringing. You want to sell me out this time, and I haven't broken off all ties with you. I'm already being kind enough, so don't bother me anymore. After saying this, Jessica picked up the glass and took a drink. Never look at Lin Yulan again. At this moment, this mother seemed to her very disgusting. Jessica, so indifferent. Lin Yulan was really panicked now. Jessica, it's my fault. It's my fault. You can't break off relations with me. Otherwise, how will mom live in the future? Your brother. As soon as I heard that Lin Yulan was going to mention Wang Hongyun, Jessica couldn't help it anymore. Bang! Jessica slapped the table hard. He turned around and yelled at Lin Yulan. Don't mention him to me, okay? Get back here tomorrow. Then you can see your son. Just when Jessica was furious, William pushed the door open. Seeing Jessica was furious. His brows suddenly frowned. Chapter 44, Deterrence. Jessica, what's wrong? William asked softly. I saw William coming. Jessica forced a smile. Fine. Send mom back later. She's in a hurry to go back. Lin Yulan was about to refute, but I saw two more people coming in from the gate. One of them was Robin, who had just exuded a powerful aura. There was also a familiar-looking person beside him, although I don't know this person. But Lin Yulan knew that these two people must be important people. The aura emanating from his body, so that she dare not be presumptuous. William also began to introduce the identities of Robin and Wang Tianlai. This is Mr. Luo, the manager of Wana Building. This is Mr. Wang, the chairman of Daxing Technology. Here are the identities of the two people. Jessica and Lin Yulan were both frightened. Robin is fine. They just knew it. But Wang Tianlai's identity is too terrifying. They've just seen it online or on TV. I didn't expect to actually meet a real person here. Both of them acted very awkward. Sister-in-law, I was insensitive just now. Let me offer you a toast. Jessica quickly stood up and raised her glass. Robin hurried to comfort. Don't be anxious, sister-in-law. Just give me your intention. Yes, sister-in-law, I am Wang Tianlai. Don't be impatient. Just show your appreciation. We're just here to get to know each other. If you have any difficulties in the future, you can tell us. Jessica, with a smile. You were so polite. Thank you for taking care of my husband. Jessica smiled a little awkwardly, facing the arrival of two big men. Even though she had made the purchase before, I was a little panicked at the moment. Sister-in-law, you were wrong. It's not that I am taking care of Mr. Li, but I asked Mr. Li to take care of us in the future. Wang Tianlai said with a laugh. Robin smiled and nodded as well. That's right. I am lucky to meet Mr. Li. You guys are exaggerating too much. William cursed with a smile. Not an exaggeration at all. Come on, do it. Everyone raised their glasses and drank the wine in their glasses. Then Wang Tianlai looked at Lin Yulan. Is this your aunt? Lin Yulan stood up in panic. It's my mother-in-law, William said with a smile. Then you must take good care of Annie around Haicheng. If you need any help, you can contact me at any time. Good. Me too, Mr. Li. You can contact me at any time or call Wana Building. We are always here for you. Okay. Thank you both for your kindness. I will definitely find you if there is anything I can do. William smiled. Okay. Then I won't disturb your family reunion. After Wang Tianlai finished drinking, just prepare to leave the box. The same thing happened to Robin. William stood up. Send these two people out of the box together. Just as they walked out of the box, William subconsciously looked at the health and fortune of the two. It doesn't matter if you look at it. I saw that the aura above the two people's heads was red. This means that both of them are destined to be rich and powerful. And the future is still full of good luck. But something was not right with my physical condition. Robin has some liver problems. The liver has taken on a tinge of gray. Things are serious when Wang Tian comes here. His kidneys had already started to show a hint of black. This immediately made William frown. It means that Wang Tianlai's kidneys are in very serious condition. If you don't get medical treatment in time, it is very likely to be life-threatening, because black represents death. William was seen frowning. Mr. Li, is there anything we can help you with? Wang Tianlai asked with some confusion. William shook his head. He looked at the two of them with a serious expression. Mr. Wang, have you felt any discomfort in your kidneys recently? Hearing this, Wang Tianlai was stunned. But seeing William's serious face, then think of his amazing hacking skills, Wang Tianlai still nodded. I probably stayed up too late recently. I just need to take some rest. William shook his head. Mr. Wang, my ancestors passed down some knowledge of Chinese medicine, but I can only diagnose, and I haven't learned much about the ability to cure diseases. From your complexion, it seems that your kidneys are in serious trouble. So I advise you to go to the hospital right now and get a comprehensive checkup. Boss Wang, you must go to an authoritative hospital and have them examine you carefully. Don't delay, or the consequences will be serious. You are still young and have a lot of good years ahead of you. I heard from William that the situation was so serious. Wang Tianlai's expression was also very serious. Mr. Li, what exactly did you find the problem? Wang Tianlai asked nervously. Boss Wang, I told you I can only diagnose it. I'll tell you the specific disease after I have examined it thoroughly. I advise you to go quickly. Everything else can be put off until later. Even if you are not sick, you will feel relieved after the examination. Upon hearing this, Wang Tianlai thought so too. And William is also someone he values very much. Even if it's just for show, you have to give this face. What if I really am sick? Wang Tianlai nodded immediately. Okay, then I'll listen to Mr. Li, and I'll go now. Wang Tianlai said goodbye to them. Go to the hospital immediately. Mr. Li, do you know this skill? After Wang Tianlai left, Robin looked at William in surprise. They are all family-inherited knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine, which has almost been lost in my generation. William smiled and shook his head. Mr. Li, do you think there is anything wrong with me? You just have some problems with your liver. Just pay attention to your liver and take good care of it. I don't see any other problems. Hearing this, Robin was extremely shocked. William Moore, because he had a physical examination in the morning. Except for the liver indeed. There are no other major problems. And William only saw it through his eyes. No instruments are needed. I have already seen the problem with him. This made him very surprised. It seems that William's knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine is really amazing. It's not as simple as he said. It seems that this William is really not simple. William, even more. Mr. Li's vision is truly amazing. I went for a physical checkup this morning and indeed found some problems with my liver, but it's not a big deal. Mr. Li can find my problem without any equipment. That's really awesome. Robin gave a thumbs up. It's just a trivial skill, not worthy of praise. William shook his head. Boss Luo, if there's nothing else, I'll go back. The two of them are still waiting inside. Okay. Call me anytime if you need anything. Good. William returned to the box. I found that Lin Yulan in the box had become extremely well-behaved. Not like before when he came back here. Lin Yulan is still frying chicken wings here. Jessica saw William come in. He immediately smiled and stood up to greet him. Are they all gone? Yeah. William nodded. You just said you wanted to send Mom back? Jessica nervously. But Jessica didn't give her face. Just nodded. Now Lin Yulan was really panicked. Stand up straight. William with a pitiful look. Chapter 45. Lin Yulan regrets. William, I won't go back. William, it was Mom who was wrong before. I was wrong. Lin Yulan admitted her mistake in a panic. Hubby, ignore her. Jessica said coldly beside him. She only has her son in her heart. If you are bewitched by her, she will treat you as a cash cow and ask you to support her son. William looked up at Lin Yulan. Jessica, how can you say that? Lin Yulan looked at Jessica aggrievedly. Mom loves you too. How can you say that about Mom? Seeing Lin Yulan like this, Jessica really wanted to vomit, even though she is her mother. But it is also true that he wants to sell her. Except for blood relationship. She didn't want anything to do with this woman anymore. I have a younger brother who only cares about his parents, is lazy, and has no sense of shame. Plus a parent who is infinitely tolerant of his younger brother. This is a huge, deep pit. If you get stuck, your life is over. She has her own life here. I don't want to be affected by this useless brother. Let both families play. This won't make her feel good in the end. Stop being so hypocritical, okay? We are both mother and daughter. Who doesn't know who? Do you still love me? Ask yourself, is it true? If you really still have me as your daughter in your heart, you wouldn't bring others to break up my family. Go back. Don't embarrass yourself here. From now on, we will keep the bridge as the bridge and the road as the road. 2,000 yuan a month. Yours is indispensable. Don't ask for anything else. It will be the same even if you kneel here. Of course, you can also sue me. Jessica's words were very decisive. It completely cut off Lin Yulan's last bit of thought. Jessica, who was so cold and resolute. Lin Yulan completely regretted it now. The whole person slumped in the chair. Tears flowed out. She really regretted it. I regret not giving it more thought. I regretted bringing Wang Wenle here to cause trouble. I regret making things so extreme. There is no room for redemption now. William with the last glimmer of hope. William, Mom was wrong before. I shouldn't have treated you like that. Now I regret it. Can you forgive me? I will never be like that again. Looking at Lin Yulan's pitiful appearance, Jessica stood in front again. William sighed deeply. He is not some saint. Besides, Lin Yulan doesn't deserve sympathy. She deserves it. So William shook his head. I'll listen to Jessica. You go back. Hear what William said. Lin Yulan broke down and cried. What? It's no use crying. Go cry to your son. Eat quickly, and I'll take you to the train after you finish eating. If you don't eat, I'll send you to the train when the time comes. Jessica stopped caring about Lin Yulan after saying that. Seeing Jessica so cold and resolute, Lin Yulan was completely furious this time. He stood up and looked at Jessica with a ferocious look on his face. Jessica, I tell you, you will always be my daughter, and this will never change. You'd better take out 1 million to buy your brother a car, a house, and a wife, or I will make trouble in your house. As he said this, he even went to find Jessica's collar. He even wanted to reach out and hit Jessica. Bang! William slapped him directly. Lin Yulan was beaten so hard that she spun around. She was completely stunned. You! What do you mean? Get out of here right after you finish eating. I'm giving you a good face. Don't you know who you are? This is Haicheng, not a small county town. You're simply not human. You only know how to bully the elderly. I want... Bang! William slapped him again. Stop making trouble, or the 2,000 yuan you agreed on will be gone. As soon as these words came out, Lin Yulan suddenly didn't dare to make trouble anymore. He knew William could probably do it. If you treat me like this, you will get retribution in the future. You only have 1,500 now. If you dare to say another word, 100 will be reduced for every word you say. William looked at her coldly. Lin Yulan looked at her daughter and son-in-law angrily. My whole body was shaking with anger. But there is no way. She was greeted only by a cold and indifferent look. After eating, even if Lin Yulan is reluctant, pray again. No response was received either. I was forced onto a train back home, watching the train gradually move away from Haicheng, watching the train slowly enter the dark wilderness. Lin Yulan's heart collapsed. She was full of confidence when she came. He feels that he can control his daughter and make her sell her body, in exchange for a job opportunity for his son. But I didn't expect that when I went back. It's like this. It's a futile effort. She has nothing now. I could only be sent home in a miserable state, thinking about going back to face my son who has nothing to do but ask for food and clothes. She felt a little angry. If it weren't for this useless son, why has the situation come to this point now? Sometimes she really wanted to pull her son out and give him a beating. Sadly, my son is grown up now, and his temper is getting worse and worse. She couldn't beat her own son anymore. There is even a risk of being beaten. A feeling of helplessness filled her heart. Looking out the window, my eyes were filled with despair. I still blame Jessica in my heart for not giving her a hand. This way I can explain to my son when I get back. Unfortunately, Jessica won't do that. They have returned home now, just getting ready for bed. Then I received a call from Wang Tianlai. Mr. Li, thank you so much. Thank you for reminding me. Wang Tianlai's tone sounded like he had survived a disaster. If you hadn't reminded me, I might have missed the best opportunity for treatment and would have most likely entered the stage of kidney failure. Then there will be no chance for treatment. Thank you, Mr. Li. Thank you, Mr. Li. Wang Tianlai shouted with tears of gratitude. He is now feeling a little scared. If you don't come to the hospital for examination and treatment in time, the consequences are disastrous. He is still so young. He is in a high position again. If you die suddenly, then Daxing Technology Group will definitely be very turbulent. It is even possible that it will fall from the altar of a first-tier internet technology company. William, this was equivalent to saving his life. Mr. Li, if you need me for anything in the future, just tell me. I won't even frown. Ha, Mr. Wang, you're too polite. Mr. Li, I'm older than you. If you don't mind, just call me Brother Wang. Ha, Brother Wang, don't call me Mr. Li, just call me William. Good, good. Wang Tianlai shouted excitedly, laughing heartily over there. Oh, I have some good news for you. The protection system you set up is really powerful. So far, more than 60 organizations and individuals have attacked Daxing Technology's servers. But none of them succeeded, and now all their computers are controlled by viruses. There were even several people who called and begged for mercy. Ha! You know what? I haven't felt this good in a long time. Ha! I was always on the defensive before, but now I'm taking the initiative. It feels so good. See how arrogant they were before. And now they call me and beg for mercy in a humble manner. Don't mention how happy I am. Ha. Chapter 46. Hot Search. Wang Tianlai's hearty laughter came from the other end of the phone. By the way, Mr. Li, the incident regarding the attack on the Daxing server has become a hot topic. You can take a look. Oh, can this matter become a trending search? Huh. It should be a lot of people who attacked Daxing technology servers but failed, shouting or begging for mercy on the internet. Okay, I'll go check it out. Hang up the phone. William opens TikTok. The second hot search was, who can break into the server of Daxing Technology Company? Below is a masked man. The nickname displayed is a hacker. Hello, everyone. I'm here to advise you not to attack the servers of Daxing Technology Company. This is what happened to me after I attacked the server. Then his computer displayed a garbled message. My computer has been completely taken over by their virus. Daxing Technology's server defense system is too shameless. His defense system is actually a virus. While my 20,000 yuan computer is broken just like that, you must listen to the advice. Don't attack Daxing Technology's servers. The video ends with him crying. Originally, this video wasn't very popular. But the comment below, even more popular than the video itself. William looked at the comments below. Suddenly, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. The first video is an image of a computer being controlled. You shouldn't have posted this video. You shouldn't have advised me. Well, curiosity kills the cat. And I am that damn cat. I'm gonna burst. Why would I be so curious to attack Daxing Technology's server? How can I get rid of this virus? My 20,000 yuan computer is gone, just like that. The comments below were filled with wails. It was all out of curiosity that they attacked Daxing Technology's server. As a result, all the computers were controlled by viruses. Luckily I don't have hacking skills. Fuck, is Daxing Technology so awesome? Daxing Technology is simply a scoundrel. How could the defense system allow the virus to be released? Who told you to attack his system? Others watch their computers being taken over by viruses. The gloating comments below. Besides, there are also some people who can browse the internet. The tragic situation after the foreign attacks on Daxing servers was sent over. You are not lonely at all. Look at this. It's much worse than you. Below is a picture of an office where all the computers were controlled. And the servers were all controlled. There were a lot of gloating comments below. We saw that even foreign experts couldn't break into Daxing Technology servers. It immediately made the Chinese people feel very proud. Daxing Technology is awesome. That's awesome. I just want more. The miserable conditions of those people abroad are the reason why this video went viral. It is also the source of excitement for the Chinese people. The more miserable those people are, the happier these netizens are. Some people even spontaneously forwarded the comments. Seeing these miserable situations of people abroad, William had a doubt. Were these videos or comments sent by people from Daxing Technology? Otherwise, why would ordinary people watch these videos? This video went viral. It will definitely make everyone re-recognize the strength of Daxing Technology. At the same time, Daxing Technology's stock will also rise. Recognition will also increase. Then it's not just about driving up stocks. It may even boost sales of real products. It's a win-win situation. This must be the work of Wang Tianlai. No wonder the company has grown so big. Just this one detail. After suffering a setback, we were able to turn crisis into opportunity so quickly. It's not something that ordinary people can do. It was also the first time that William witnessed the difference between Wang Tianlai and ordinary people. Such people can stand at the top. There's a reason for that. William was browsing the video on TikTok about the attack on Daxing Technology's server with great interest. But he didn't know. Now in the intelligence center of the United States, Kate's face was extremely gloomy at this moment. Has anyone found out? Team leader, we spent a lot of money to bribe someone and finally found out. Team leader, look, this is the man. Intelligence agent Jerry pulled out a photo. The person in the photo was William. Who is he? Where is the information? Team leader, this is his information. Jerry handed over the information. After reading the information, Kate looked at Jerry with a dangerous gleam in her eyes. You were just an IT programmer before? If you can't find out, you're just going to pretend to deceive me, right? How could a low-end IT programmer defeat Brooks' team? How could he write such a horrible virus? Do you think it's possible? Jerry also had a constipated expression on his face. He couldn't figure it out either. William was just an IT programmer before. Why did it suddenly become so powerful? And William's academic qualifications are not particularly impressive. Just work as an IT technician in an ordinary company, and still struggling to pay the mortgage. How can there be such amazing technology? Such amazing technology. Why hasn't it been revealed for so many years? It was not revealed until this time. This is also the logic that has prevented him from being able to explain the intelligence he has found. At this moment, I heard Kate's question. Jerry was also extremely annoyed. Team leader this? According to the information I found, the person behind this is indeed him. The person who leaked the information to me was an insider of Daxing technology. He swore to me solemnly that it was he who did it. Kate also looked at Jerry with a painful expression. Are you sure? Are you sure the other party didn't lie to you? Team leader, I am sure that no one can withstand my temptation and punishment. Besides, we still have the evidence against him, so he wouldn't dare to lie to us. Hearing this, Kate fell silent. After a while, then check according to this goal first, regardless of whether it is right or not. Also, organize some more people to see if we can crack the server of Daxing Technology Company. If that doesn't work, then we can attack other companies and have our internal staff ask William for help to verify his ability. Kate's eyes flashed with brilliance. When Jerry heard this, his eyes lit up. Team leader is wise. I'll do it right away. This method is really great. Why didn't I think of it before? Jerry slapped his head with a look of regret. Otherwise, why am I the team leader? When Kate heard this, she laughed and patted Jerry on the shoulder. Jerry felt relieved when he saw Kate smile. Just smile. Team leader, I'll have the people below verify it right away. Okay, if the verification is successful, no matter what method you use, bring this person out. If you can't bring him out, then make him disappear. I won't allow such an awesome person to exist in Dragon Country. Yes. Chapter 47. Dad will help you. William had no idea that danger had already arrived. At this moment, he was happy to take Li Xiaohai back. And looking for a big house. I'm planning to sell this house and buy a bigger one. A house closer to Li Xiaohai's school. This will make it more convenient to travel back and forth in the future. Not like it is now. I have to travel such a long way to go to school. It takes too much time. Not only the adults are tired, the children are tired too. William discussed it with Jessica. Jessica also agreed with William's idea. I have money now. For the sake of the children, the conditions can be improved. After receiving Li Xiaohai finished the winter camp, clearly very excited at the moment. Along the way, I chatted with Jessica about some interesting things about the winter camp. Let the car be filled with a joyful atmosphere. After returning home, Li Xiaohai's face began to look sad again. Xiaohai, what's wrong? Why do you look so sad all of a sudden? Mom, the school is going to hold a parent-child activity, and we need Dad or Mom to sing a song with me. The score will be based on the completeness of the singing and the effect of the performance. The first place winner will have the opportunity to work with the big star Lin Bingxue, singing and performing together. This may even make it to TV, or even a variety show. But the last one has to go on stage and dance for everyone. Dad, I don't want to go up and dance. I don't want to be the last one. Li Xiaohai shouted with a sad face. I don't want anyone else to see me dancing. Li Xiaohai shouted while jumping up and down. Dad, Mom, can you guys learn to sing and sing with me? I don't want to be the last one. Especially Li Yuan in our class. His mother is an actress and is very good at singing. He is also very good at singing and dancing. He always takes first place in singing and dancing. If I let him take first place again this time, he will definitely laugh at me. Because I took first place in this winter camp, and I also took first place in the last exam, which put me ahead of him. He will definitely take this opportunity to laugh at me this time. Won't even let other girls play with me. Mom and Dad, I don't want this. Hear what Li Xiaohai said. William and Jessica looked at each other. Some were stunned, but some couldn't help laughing. I didn't expect that there are such things among children. But after Jessica laughed, seeing Li Xiaohai's depressed face, another look of heartache. But when I think about the two of us, I really am not cut out for singing. Let me talk about herself first. Although I have sung before, my singing was not even up to the normal KTV level. I've just done a few words for my own amusement. As for William, then there will be even less time to sing. I was busy working all day before. He was burdened by mortgage and car loans. Not in the mood to sing at all. So until now, both of them are not good at singing. Now Li Xiaohai raised this question. It really gave them a hard time. How long is left until the competition? Jessica asked. 1 more week. The competition will be held next Saturday. Upon hearing this, Jessica gave up trying instantly. Originally, she wanted to learn from others. Strive to bring your skills up to KTV level. But it's only for a week. Even if she wanted to learn, it was too late. What's more, Xiaohai still has to go to school, so he doesn't have much time to practice drills with her. Jessica looked at William with difficulty, thinking of making up for the child from other places. It's really hard for them to sing. Seeing his mother's expression, Xiaohai immediately pouted. Mom, you must help me. Li Xiaohai hugged Jessica's arm and shook it hard. Jessica was also very embarrassed at this moment. How can she help? Xiaohai, that's enough. Let's sing together later. Daddy is here to help you, and I promise I won't let you be the last one. Dad, are you okay? Li Xiaohai looked at his father with doubtful eyes. He had heard his father sing before. That really cost me my life. Almost took him away. From then on, I never dared to listen to my father singing again. Now looking at my dad's confident expression, Li Xiaohai really didn't believe it. I didn't even dare to let my dad go up. Don't go up there and embarrass yourself. He would also be looked down upon and ridiculed by others at school. He didn't want others to laugh at his father. Huh. Don't look at your father with the old eyes. William laughed. Now I can sing. I can definitely sing as well as those big singers. Dad, stop bragging. Li Xiaohai didn't believe it at all. He was really afraid that his father would go up there, but it had the opposite effect. Even Jessica looked at him in disbelief. The sky is blue and waiting for the rain, and I am waiting for you. William didn't bother to refute and just started singing. A rhythmic and pleasant singing voice. It spread inside the car. The smoke from the cooking stove rises up, thousands of miles away across the river. William sang 2 lines and then stopped. But Jessica and Li Xiaohai's eyes were already wide open. William in great horror. Dad, how come you can sing so beautifully? Li Xiaohai asked in great shock. Jessica also looked at William in surprise. She remembered that William's singing was really bad before. William just sang these 2 lines of lyrics, although there is no accompaniment. Although not as good as Jay Chou's, but it has a unique flavor. You can tell he's a professional singer as soon as you listen to him, even surpassing many professional singers. It is definitely not comparable to the level of some KTVs. When did he acquire such singing skills? How come I don't know it? Huh? I told you I can sing, and you guys didn't believe me. Do you believe it this time? Looking at the shocked expressions on the mother and son's faces, William said with a very proud smile, you know, he has now drawn the intermediate singing skill, according to the description of this skill. With this singing skill, he can easily beat a large number of singers on the market. Used to participate in a school parent-child activity. It's like using a cannon to kill a mosquito. Dimensionality reduction attack. He used to bully children, but for my own children. Bully others. We can only let them down. Li Xiaohai came back to his senses at this moment. He hugged William's arm and jumped up and down. Dad, you're awesome. You sing so beautifully. I'm gonna get first place this time. Even Li Yuan's mother can't sing that well. I'm gonna get first place. I'm gonna get first place. Looking at Xiaohai jumping and jumping, he looked extremely excited. Then he looked at his wife's happy smile beside him. William was also extremely satisfied. This kind of life is so good. This is the kind of life he has always been pursuing. I'm still so excited to see Li Xiaohai. He suddenly shouted with a mischievous smile. It's not easy to get first place. Not only do I have to sing well, you have to sing well too, so that the overall score can go up. Your activity this time is a collaborative singing, not a solo performance by me. These words made the excited Li Xiaohai stiffen. Yes, he also wants to go on stage and sing, but he doesn't sing well. But then he turned his gaze towards his father. Dad, you taught me to sing. I will definitely crush Li Yuan completely this time. Let him understand what a genius is. Li Xiaohai shouted proudly. Chapter 48, Attacked. After knowing that William is such a good singer, Li Xiaohai has been very excited, jumping and hopping in the car. He even sang loudly in the car. It's like he's already won first place. Jessica was a little dizzy from his noise. Stop making noise, stop singing, and learn how to sing from your dad. Your singing now is too awful. Jessica hits relentlessly. Li Xiaohai was really too noisy, and he was in a state of excitement at the moment. Jessica's words would not have any impact on him at all. I don't. I want to keep singing. I want to sing like my dad. I want to be a big singing star in the future. Here is ideal. Jessica was even more angry. He pulled him over and spanked Li Xiaohai hard on the butt. Li Xiaohai was beaten so hard that he screamed, I'll make you a singing star. I'll make you a singing star. You can do anything in the future, but you can't be a singer, Jessica shouted while beating. She is so disgusted by these things in the entertainment industry. The men and women in the entertainment industry are too messy. For fame and fortune. Play hard. He doesn't care about his face anymore. Anything can be done. She doesn't want Li Xiaohai to become such a person in the future. William was also happy to see it happen. With his current worth, it doesn't matter what Li Xiaohai does in the future. Just don't become a singing star. Isn't it good to be a capitalist? Do you have to go and show your courtesy to others? Give him a beating first so he'll remember it. Let's see if he dares to become a singing star in the future. Return to the community soon. William asked them to go up first, and then he went to the basement to park his car. But I got off the bus. Two men in black clothes got out of the car next to them, quickly came to William's side. One of them held his shoulders. Don't move. Are you William? William was startled by their actions. He immediately struggled to break free and ran forward. This frightened the two men in black. They originally thought William was a programmer. He should be powerless. And I often stay up late. His physical strength must be very poor. If we can take down these two, William should be easy to capture. But they didn't expect that the two of them couldn't hold William down. They chased after him again. William down again. William was a little panicked at this moment. He retreated and shouted, Who are you? What do you want to do? William, you'd better not run away. Think about your wife and children. Even if you run away, you can't escape the temple. One of the men in black shouted viciously at William. This gave William pause. He looked at the two men in black with dangerous eyes. It seemed that these two people were coming for him, and he was investigated thoroughly. Now we can't leave like this. Otherwise, the mother and child above will be in danger. At the same time, William was very worried about Jessica and the other person. But now is not the time to make a phone call. Who are you? What do you want to do? Seeing William stopped. The two black men also laughed, took out two daggers, and slowly approached William. William, come with us. Our boss wants to see you. Looking at the two men in black approaching. William's eyes flashed with ferocity. I looked around and saw that there was no one else. It seems that these two people are the only ones on the scene who came to arrest him. Thinking about the strength of these two people just now, they were like little chickens. William suddenly became bolder. Pretend to be scared to let them get close. The two men in black reached out their hands without warning and tried to grab William again. Just at this moment, William grabbed both of their hands. Twist hard. Snap. The hands of both men were broken. Ah! The two men in black suddenly bulged their eyes and let out sharp howls. He couldn't even hold the dagger in his hand steadily. Fall to the ground. The two men lay on the ground wailing. William was also confused by his own strength. He didn't actually mean to break their arms. Just wanted to tame the two of them. But I didn't expect to use a little force. The arms of both of them were like dead branches. It was directly broken. This is too fragile. But think of my own body. It is genetically enhanced and powerful enough to reach the limits of human capabilities. Look at the two men in black again. William felt somewhat relieved. His body is indeed much stronger than that of an ordinary person. The two men in black saw William standing there in a daze. My arm hurts though, but it also aroused their ferocity. He clenched his fist and punched William. William was just taking advantage of the situation. They still think William is just a weak programmer. It's just that William is faster than they thought. I saw them clenching their fists and hitting me. William also clenched his fist. He exchanged a punch with each of them. Click, click. The fists of both men were completely smashed to pieces. His arms were also broken into several pieces. Ah! At this moment, the arms of the two black men were completely disabled and was thrown to the ground by William's force. Lying on the ground, he kept wailing miserably. William with horror in his eyes. Is this a weak programmer? One punch kills one kid. See William approaching. He moved back in horror, but both his arms were broken. Can only wriggle like a maggot. Every movement brought severe pain. The two men didn't care about the pain in their bodies at all at this moment. Desperately moving backwards, William stepped on one person's palm. Who asked you to come? What on earth do you want to do? William stubbornly. William, kill me if you dare. Look at how stubborn they both are. William sneered, aimed at a finger and stepped hard. Puff! This finger was directly crushed into pulp. Ah! Will you tell me? Who asked you to come? What do you want to do? Then align your foot with another finger. Prepare to keep going. William's feet in horror. I said, don't step on it. You dare? Another black man roared. William turned around and stepped on the black-clad man's mouth. Suddenly, the black man's teeth were stepped on and broken. His lips were cracked and blood was flowing. He kept making a humming sound in his mouth, but he couldn't utter a single clear word. "You can speak now." William, in horror, looking at the miserable plight of his companions, keep swallowing saliva. "Brother Lin asked us to come." "Who is Brother Lin?" "Golden Dragon, Lin Xiaoxing from Golden Dragon Loan." After the man in black said this, the whole person seemed to be deflated, lying on the ground in a daze. "He asked us to come here. We are just the executors, and we are only responsible for taking you there. If you want revenge, go find him. His power is very great. You have to be careful with your wife and children. I've told you everything I know. Send me to the hospital.